Afternoon, not evening. Afternoon, everyone. How are we all? Hope you're okay. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to GTWS Series Watch Along. So, I won't be racing yet. We might have a little go in the gap between the manufacturer and the nations, but I don't know how long the gap is actually. So, we might just have a little chat and a discussion in between the two live events, because I don't think there's a massive gap between them, to be brutally honest. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, thank you all for coming into the stream. Smash that like, helps me out, chat. We're verging on 69,000 subscribers. We are very, very close. So if you're in the stream and you haven't subscribed yet, massive help if you do it. We're only like, I think we're within, I don't know, 10 or so. I don't know. Maybe like 5 to 10 subscribers, something like that. I'll have a little look in a minute. But yeah, thank you all for coming in. Appreciate you turning up. Doesn't start for a little bit yet. I thought I'd just get everything ready because I need to, I've got it on the page, but obviously I've got to check the audio and stuff like that when it goes live. So we'll have a little play around with the audio settings, because sometimes it can be a bit loud, sometimes it can be too quiet. We have to figure that out when it actually starts, though, because you don't know what the audio is like until they go live, because it could be different to the intro bit. But yeah, I hope you're all okay. I haven't even done my predictions yet, chat. I should really do that now, shouldn't I? I haven't done this yet, chat. Let me do it now. Right. Manufacturers. Who are we going to say is going to win? We've got... So is this... I'm so confused. Is it only the Oceania drivers that are doing? Hang on a minute, I'm confused here, chat. Is it the only? Am I missing something here? Right, wait there. Let me just go through something here. Is it only the Oceania drivers for manufacturer that are racing today? I just want to question something here, because if it is. If it's only Oceania, why would they not have done the Oceania drivers when they do a round at that air, like in Japan, and do Europe for London to save expense? Am I the only one who thinks that would have made sense? Like, would it not have made more logical sense to do the European drivers at a London event, which would cost a lot less for them to send all the drivers over and save them a lot of money? Or like, is that not like, am I not like seeing that right? Or I'm confused. I thought it'd be the EU drivers for today. I honestly thought it'd be the EU drivers for London. Like, surely that would have meant they just throw money away, don't they? They just throw, like, they could have. What the heck? Oh, that's a strange one. Okay, let's have a little look at this then. So it's at Tokyo. It's got to be Toyota that's going to be very quick at that track, but let's have a little look. What other cars will be? Lexus will be good. Did Lexus qualify? Let's have a little look at the qualifiers. Lexus did qualify. Lexus and Toyota are going to be very quick here, aren't they? Lexus and Toyota are going to be like really quick, I would presume. But I don't know what the tyre wear will be like with this race. I mean, it doesn't really matter if I win. I don't get the credits, chat, because I've got no cars to buy, and I haven't got the tickets yet for the I haven't got the invite yet for the right manufacturers, so I can't buy any cars. But I think I'm maxed out on credits. So wait there, we've got, is it a custom BOP for this race? So it might be a custom BOP. The BMW will be quick though. BMW will be quick as well. Mercedes. So let's have a little look at the drivers that are in each car. Mazda. Not sure about Mazda, to be honest with you. Subaru. Ooh. BRZ, I mean, depends on the slipstream. I would think it's on real slipstream, isn't it, for the race? Yeah, I mean, if it's based on RBOP, you've got to go Toyota, really, don't you? Like, but I don't know what that Toyota driver's like. I don't know what that Toyota driver is actually like. I would say that. Custom BOP, won't it? Yeah. They doing custom slip, are they? Oh my god. Oh no. Pedia going crazy. They're losing the plot, chat. Well, if that's the case, who do we do? Who do we do? Who do we reckon, chat? I mean, it could be anyone. I mean, even McLaren could be quite strong here, you know. With the McLaren won't be the worst car if it's custom if it's custom slip as well. I just can't see the BRZ winning. I would. Mehdi's not racing. Mehdi's not racing. It's all the Oceania jet. Mazda, really? You reckon Mazda? No, surely not. I'm gonna go Toyota and just take. I mean, I don't know about the driver too much. Starts 2, win ratio 0. Maybe not then. Let's have a look at the win ratios. I mean, Lexus 12.5. He's had 24 starts and 3 wins. I mean, that's a good win ratio. I'm going to go Lexus. I'm going to go with the Lexus, actually, just because he's actually won before. So, there you go. I'm going to submit that for that. What about... Let's have a little look at the nations. Okay, this is a little bit harder. It's a lot harder, isn't it? Pole's got a really high win ratio there. Awesome. Welcome to the base here, man. Appreciate it, legend. I am gonna go. I mean, do you know if he could hook it up? Could be an outsider, Kai, but Gallo's got quite a good record, but I think the big ones are Killian, Rossetti, and Miazano. I think Rossetti's going to do it. I'm going to say Rossetti. I'm going to go with Rossetti. I've just got a feeling he's going to do it here, chat. Something normally goes wrong for him, but I feel like this one it's going to work out right for him. So, all right, let's go and see if this. Let me go and see if this actual session. I've got to go onto display capture, and I'm going to see if it's on live. Let me get it up onto the big screen. It says it's only on HD. I'm going to see if that... Oh, yeah. I'll do 1440p because it runs better on YouTube when you're doing this. Right, I'm going to put the audio on. I'm going to change it over in a minute, so I'm just going to get the audio on. Right. We are live now. Chat, just let me know what that volume sounds like as a guide. Let's see. Oh, they've gone live early. Good job I went live. Good job I put it on early. They've gone live early, I think. Loud or quiet or... A bit louder. About that. I can hear someone shout and they've gone live too early. Louder, you reckon? It might go louder when it actually clicks on, so just let's see.
It's time to meet the drivers for the Manufacturers' Cup for Gran Turismo World Series 1 here in London. Please welcome up, first of all, representing Team Subaru, Takuma Miyazono.
So, what about now, chat? Ben, thank you very much for the £2 legend. Afternoon all. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, Ben, you legend. Smash that legend roll. Let's all wish Ben a happy birthday, chat.
Representing Team McLaren, Tomoki Kamada.
Volume check, chat. Sounds good? Okay. Someone says sounds good. Someone says needs to be louder. It's hitting the yellow now, so.
Representing Mazda, Ryota Kokkoman.
Yeah, no muting. So yeah, by the way, chat, I will be talking through this because I'll be giving my input. I'm not staying quiet, so I will be talking. So yeah, if you don't want that, don't watch in here. I'll go up a little bit. I can only go up a little bit more. It's only got a little bit more it can go up.
Representing Porsche, Shota Sato.
Right, let's have a little. No, I know you're joking, but
representing the
five more subs we need, by the way. 5 more subs for 69k. 69k, 5 more subs. Let's get it.
Representing Lamborghini, Yasuki Goto. Representing Mercedes-AMG, Kojiro Sasaki. And finally, representing BMW, it's Saya Suzuki.
So this is going to be chaos, isn't it? The Tokyo one from Daily Race B with custom slip. It's going to be chaos.
Our host nation, the United Kingdom.
Good volume for you, Nick. Not really, Paul, no. In this group, no, not really. I mean, don't really know much about the Oceania region, to be honest. Other than from live events. It's the most... I just find this bizarre. They brought all the drivers from Oceania over to the UK instead of bringing European drivers to the UK. Like, why would you do that? It's really bizarre.
Well, we are hugely excited to go racing here for the Manufacturers' Cup tonight in London. It's going to be hugely exciting to see what happens. Jimmy, of course, 12 teams. Lots of new faces, though, on the grid here tonight. Yeah, a ton of new variables here for this year's Manufacturers' Cup, including, of course, new drivers, a whole new balance of performance, too. It's going to make things very spicy for today's racing. Yeah, it certainly is. And we've also got a couple of interviews coming up for you as well. Jules is down on the stage. She's catching up with reigning Manufacturers' Cup champion driver Kanata Kawakami, as well as...
No, David, probably not. Thank you for the support, David, but yeah, extremely unlikely, mate. I'd say no, 0.
Yes, so I am down here. Well, Kanata,
make sure we smash that legend up there for David, chat. Appreciate your support, man.
Very big. Obviously, you want to retain your title, but you've had big driver changes. How is that affecting you coming into round 1?
今年は結構大きな重要な年でもちろん去年に続いて今年も優勝したいわけですけど、ドライバーチェンジがかなりガラッとありましたよね。それはどういうふうな影響があると思いますか？
そうですね。ドライバー
You just want another
確かにヨーロッパ
excuse.
去年コケがいましたけど、今年はジョルジョ・マンガーノ選手がチームメイトになるということで、
Yeah, I can't see Triples being a any not on PlayStation. It wouldn't have it wouldn't have the power, the PS6 or the PS5 wouldn't have the power to do it. You'd have to have like 3 PS5s or 3 PS6s set up when that comes out.
Last year, Koke is no longer with us, but we are being joined by Mangano, who is definitely a veteran driver of the series. So I still think we have a very good chance of winning.
And Paul, this is the only one you haven't won yet, right? The Manufacturers Cup, is this the one that you're most excited about kind of going for this year so that you can complete the set?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as you say, it's the one that I still miss to win. And yeah, I'm excited for this year. We have a very good team, and I wish the best of luck to my teammate today, Ryota.
Yeah. And what exam do you have on Tuesday next week that he's managing with this as well?
Well, I'm studying business economics in the uni, and I have a macroeconomics exam next week. So, yeah, I'm here for the weekend, 4 days where I can disconnect, but then I have to go back to study.
See, you can have it all, apparently. So, well, let's wish them the best of luck, and we are going to take a breakdown of the campaign. Nick Splano. Don't forget that you can get involved with the World Series inside.
By the way, chat, has anyone watched the latest video about iRacing? Well, I watched James Baldwin's video about iRacing's new GT3 tyre model. Looks quite interesting. I had a little watch of that before. There's a new tyre model and aero model coming to iRacing soon for GT3.
Don't forget you can enter a vote right up until the start of each grand final. Good luck. Watch the World Series broadcast through your GT7 game, and you'll unlock some special in-game rewards through the Viewers campaign. Watching the Manufacturers Cup means you'll be gifted a car with the winning team's livery. Watch the Nations Cup live stream, and you'll be gifted an Aston Martin Valkyrie with the winning country's
Yeah, it's coming on the 10th, I think.
Claim your rewards.
The only thing I'd say is, I mean, it's like James sounded optimistic on it, but he did. There was a few moments when I felt like he was a bit like unsure about it during his own video. Like he was like, oh, like you know, like he wasn't expecting something. So yeah, I'll wait and see with that. See what they say. So. Oh. Just listen to the engine chat. This is so exciting. I won't be shutting up, Mickey. I'll be talking all the way through. So if you don't like that, go to somewhere else and watch it, mate. A little bit of advice, man. I'm here to talk. Yeah, another EV. We're all so excited by the EVs coming to Gran Turismo 7. I'll take that crown off you in a minute, Gary. Is it me, or have they like kind of almost like they've modeled it a little bit off of like it kind of looks like they took parts of Porsches and put it together. Kind of got like different elements of a Porsche on it. I think it's got elements of a Porsche. Yeah, I think
we are very, very excited to announce
like
the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra will be coming to Gran Turismo very, very soon. That's pretty great. Let's hear it.
I can't wait to drive that for one-time trial and never use it again.
And here to tell us a little bit more about this exciting new partnership, we have the producer of the Gran Turismo franchise, which is Kazunori Yamauchi. Please give him a big round of applause. We have Head of Vehicle Dynamics and Development and Chief Test Driver, Runjo-san from Xiaomi. And we have Product Manager from Xiaomi as well,
the Mac Porsche.
So welcome. Okay. So, Yamauchi-san, before we get into the technical things, That looked really fun to drive. Was it really fun to drive?
この車は僕サーキットで走らせたんですけど、とにかくね驚きました。僕ね EV とサーキットって相性が良くないと思ってたんですけれども、この車はね全然違いましたね。サーキット本当にめちゃくちゃちゃんと走る。
Yeah, so I got an opportunity to drive this car on track, and I was actually very surprised because, I had the impression that EVs and racing circuits don't really go together very well, but this car was fantastic on the track.
でね、あともう一つお伝えしたいのは、この車
Porsche, thank you very much for the $5, legend. Yeah, let's go. More useless cars. That's what the true fans want. Also, the headlights remind me of a McLaren 720. Smash that legend right there for Porsche chat. He's a legend. Yep.
And when I drove the car on the track, I discovered immediately that this is a car that accelerates, decelerates, and does cornering at 1.4 Gs, and there's no other production cars that do something like that.
ちょっとね新しいスポーツドライビングの世界だなと思います。
Cornering, I'll guarantee you there is in corners.
Kind of the new era for sports driving.
Well, it definitely looked very fun. Ron, obviously the SU7 broke the four-door car speed lap at the Nürburgring. How was it to have that experience? Because that's impressive.
Yes, of course. 纽北是当之无愧的绿色地狱。我们在纽北需要做到一个好成绩，需要非常快的车以及非常一流的车手，同时要有很好的天气。那在这个基础上，我们去年等了整整1个月，就为了等那一次机会。然后在那一次机会到来的时候，我们就抓住了它，并且去破了它这个记录，做了很好的成绩。
Actually, everyone knows the Nürburgring is called the Green Hell. Its roads and corners are very difficult. It's more difficult than anyone can expect.
Oh, evil!
So for us, in order to set a good lap time, it's important.
I was waiting to see you.
To have 3
Yeah, I got it before.
A very
It just
great
came
car,
before.
A skilled driver.
Thank you very
and
much,
of course,
Evil.
A very good weather.
Look what Evil sent me, chat.
SU7 Ultra awaited for a whole month in order to take one opportunity to run that only lap we can run. But we took it and we...
Nice Road America top from Evil, the legend.
And you're not only the project manager.
Literally just came
but
before
also,
that, Evil.
Someone told me you're a very big Gran Turismo fan. Is that true?
是的，我是
He's a legend, Evil, isn't he?
GT4 就开始玩 GT， 也是我加入汽车行业的原因之一。
The baby
Yes,
caps.
I'm a big fan of GT. Actually, I started to play GT since GT4, and that's the reason. Actually, it's been GT which attract me to get into the automobile industry.
小米公司特别的鼓励赛车文化，我身边有非常多的同事都拥有赛车驾照。
Actually, Xiaomi as a company particularly encouraged quite a lot of car culture in the company. Around my environment, a lot of colleagues, they have the racing driver license.
而且小米还在继续培养更多的内部赛车手，在2025年，我们计划在内部培养1000个拥有赛车驾照的同事。
And within the company, Xiaomi is still training more new racing drivers. Actually, by 2025, we are going to have more than 1,000 racing drivers who will be trained in-house.
最后，我们希望和全球的汽车爱好者一起，共同探索驾驶高性能电车的乐趣。
Finally, we really
Nath,
hope
no,
to
I don't think so. I think he'll be
explore,
racing
the fun of
whenever they go
driving
to
high
America
performance
or
and
something.
street
I don't know.
cars
Who knows?
With all the car fans all around the world.
Yes, that's amazing. I mean, how many of you out there would like your company to help you get your racing license at the same time? Show of hands? Yeah, that would be pretty cool, huh? Obviously, this is just the start, yeah, I understand, of this amazing partnership. But I think you have one more thing that you want to share with everyone here today.
あとね、もう一つありますよ
Yeah,
ね。
there is one last thing.
はい。
Well, that wasn't obvious, was it?
That's right. The Xiaomi Vision GT will be coming to Gran Turismo.
Oh, yay!
That's
Another Vision
very exciting.
GT.
We are super excited about this partnership. Please give a big round of applause to our guests and to, of course, Yamauchi-san. We're very excited about the future of the partnership with Xiaomi and Gran Turismo. Right. Now you can all have a quick sit down and a rest. We're just going to have a little quick recap to get you up to speed for the Manufacturers' Cup.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've all been waiting for.
All right, let's get on with the actual good stuff.
Let's stop talking. Let's start racing.
The chaos. Because this race is going to be chaos, chat. Tokyo, custom slipstream. Murder.
He challenges for second, parks the car in the apex. This is fantastic racing. Here comes Sasaki for the move on the inside against Elgato. It'll be a drag to the line between these two. It is from Igor Fraga. He comes to the timing line to win the Manufacturers' Cup. Welcome to round 2 of the Gran Turismo World Series. We're ready to go racing here in Prague.
Might be a mistake from Medina as well. Of course, that gap is now down to only a tenth for a second. And that Chano Hensei makes the mistake, gets onto the semi part of the circuit, recovers it well. Coming up now towards T2 and T3, the Bouteille almost pushing Drummond to the inside. Goes to
the issue I have with the Vision cards and stuff like this is, how often do you use them in game? Like, I don't ever touch the Vision cards, and like, they're never used in sport mode. Like, fair enough if they started to use them for stuff, but they don't use them for anything. So it's like, what's the point of them?
Series 3 here in Tokyo is underway, and War Suzuki's charge for the time being, but War Suzuki have more room and more momentum on the outside. That is absolutely fantastic. And after Lexus took victory in the opening round of the Grand
Why they didn't invite me? Well, I wouldn't have been going anyway, even if they did, Cammy. So even if they didn't, would have invited me, I wouldn't have been going, because I have children, mate, and my partner works full time. So yeah, I wouldn't be going either way.
Crown, our world champion. I see Porsche knocking Honda off early, returning the favour.
Oh, well, Benelli did not want to give that one up. Chevrolet going spinning round.
Zoda's going to go open. He goes, lunges up the inside. Will he get stopped in time? No, straight on goes Koke Lopez, but he's got the inside for this left-hander.
BMW, they're going to win the Grand Final.
Yeah, I think they're, I'm just not into them, Paul. It's not my thing. Everyone has different views. It's not my thing. Give me proper race cars, or old, like the Bentley Speed 8 and stuff like that. Bentley Speed 8, Lister Storm, cars like this. Modern race cars, modern hypercars, supercars. I'd have them over any of that Vision shit. I would have liked to have had, Daniel, like the Group 2 GT1 cars as a race by themselves at Le Mans, but this is PD, so probably not, knowing them.
Hello and welcome to the 8th season of the Gran Turismo
You're right, Gen
World
X.
Series. It's only taken 7 years to finally do this from my hometown, London! I mean, it's a city renowned for some super
Exactly,
fun driving.
Barry. Yeah, I agree with you with that one.
Makes you not want to have a car.
The one that doesn't Assetto Corsa have that
but
car,
maybe
Barry.
us
I think Assetto Corsa has
driving
that.
in London traffic,
I think it does.
as it's the Manufacturers' Cup. Now, if you missed last year, Team Lexus came out on top, but they've had a lot of driver changes. We've had one of the original OG GT drivers, Koke Lopez, hanging up his gloves. We're a little bit sad about that one. And of course, Igor Fraga has just, casually gone to like Super Formula. So there's a bit of a switch around. What's that going to mean for Team Lexus? Well, I tell you someone else who is very, very keen to know, and that is the ones who were about 1 point behind, Team BMW. So there's a lot on the line today. Let's have a cup of tea and a sit down and a biscuit and figure out how this
BTCC cars would be brilliant.
Okay.
V8 supercars.
The Manufacturers'
Anything
Cup
like that would be great
features
for the
12
game.
teams of 3
But you'd have to create
drivers
new.
selected
You'd
for
have to
the
create new
2025
groups to do
online
that.
series ranking.
Knowing PD,
Each
they'd put
team
them in Group
consists
3
of one
because
player from each of the 3
you know what PD are
global
like.
regions: Americas, EMEA, and Asia Oceania. 1 driver per team will race in each round, with 3 of them competing together at the World Finals at the end of the year. For today's race, 2 time trial sessions will
Of course
set
you
the
can play
grand
online
final
if you
grid.
want. I'm just.
By the end
This
of
is the live
Q1,
watch
the
along.
bottom 6 teams will have had their
I
grid
don't have to race
position
today.
set,
We did all our
whilst the
racing
top 6
yesterday with our
teams will
challenge.
advance to Q2
10
and
wins
get the
in
chance
Top
to
Split Daily C.
negotiate their grid position
Smashed it.
for the grand final. In the grand final, one driver per team will race.
Yeah,
the
smash that like, chat helps me out, helps the algorithm. Subscribe. We're currently about 10 subscribers away from 69k. And Gary in the chat has been waiting for 69k for a very long time. It's his favourite number. No one knows why, but apparently he loves it.
For the first time in 2025. Great to be back here. Look, let's get straight into it. Of course, qualifying coming along the way. Q1, Q2, grand final. We know how it all works out, but let's have a look at the 12 drivers.
Why does Jimmy really remind me of an actor at the moment? Who is it?
Jimmy, there are some familiar
There's an actor out of something that I've watched recently, and he not remind me of him now. I can't think who it is.
Everything there is to win at these Gran Turismo live events. Kanata Kawakami as well for Team Lexus, last year's champions, as you mentioned. Very, very quick, seemingly everywhere, but of course, importantly, whole new BOP this year. So all the cars are going to be a bit different from how they were last year.
Let's have a look at the track that they're going to be competing on in the qualifying. So Tokyo Expressway, southern counterclockwise circuit, racing soft tyres in the Group 3 cars. Only 4 minutes of qualifying, crucially, in this one as well. So we reckon about 2 time laps.
Yeah, 2 flying laps, of course, and you have those concrete walls either side to basically ruin that for you. So lots of pressure here for our drivers, of course, with a live audience behind them as well. Very interested to see who comes out on top in this first qualifier.
Yeah, absolutely. Drivers then in the rigs ready to go, and qualifying will be underway very shortly here. Interestingly, the
in the X 2019
from the start finish line, so it's a really short
I went with Rossetti
from there. Let's see how it goes though as we get ready for the drivers to head onto the circuit.
Japanese is not offensive.
To get underway here in London.
Why did it? I don't know why I thought that. Did you type it right, Costas?
So, drivers
I know you need a bit more. I mean, what are you on about? Plenty of hair here.
And into Q2.
Right, let's have a little look at Gallo's lap. Let's analyse it. Let's see if he makes any mistakes. Oh, hang on. We're now on Sato.
It's going to be pretty congested out there. Great on the straight. You can use the slipstream. In the corners and the twisty bits, though, not ideal.
Yeah, it sort of presents a bit of a challenge for our drivers. Do you maybe wait up for someone and try and use the slipstream? There are some long straights here on this circuit, so being in the toe is going to be worth quite a bit of time. But of course, conversely, if you catch them in the corners, then that's over. It's done. But we'll see. Our drivers now starting their first flying laps here as a Shima.
There's not. They haven't got slipstream on in qualifying. Why have they just said that? They don't have slipstream on in qualifying. So why have they just said that?
In GT7.
No, there won't be slipstream on in quali, Gary. No, I think no. Very unlikely they'd put slipstream on in qualifying, so I'm not quite sure why they just said that. If they did, that'd be ridiculous with custom slipstream, so no. Surely they wouldn't do that. No, there won't be any slipstream on in qualifying, chat. I find that unlikely, because otherwise, if they're using custom slip, they'd gain a second and a half a lap. No, I think Jimmy's got mistaken there.
So you've got to pick your line pretty carefully.
Yeah, Tom and I were having a little bit of a drive this yesterday to try and get an idea of where the circuit goes. Best of Tom out of that corner every time without fail, big spin. Yeah, it was consistent, you know. Consistent.
Hey, consistency makes champions, JB. That's all I'm saying. Looking at Morimoto then here in the
yeah, no, I just think Jimmy's got mistaken there. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. I find it unlikely that they've got the slipstream on for qualifying, chat. So
as quick in the corners, in the medium speed parts of this track.
Quite a bit of weight added to that car from what I've heard as well.
Yeah, so Phil, though, I've already said that. I've gone through that. Why would they not have used the European drivers for this leg and then American drivers in America, and like the money they would save for that, they could have had more people competing.
Kind of new to this,
just a little bit of an advice for them, like you could have had more qualifiers, which would have made this competition more competitive. You could have had like an extra 8 to 10 drivers overall there. Surely the cost that they're doing here was expensive doing the way they've done.
Going up into second position there as well. So see the timing screen is going to be changing over the course of the next sort of 30 seconds or so. And this next lap will be their last flying lap. So let's see what it's going to look like in a minute's time and who will be crucially progressing forwards. Just again to remind you, top 6 drivers go through at the end of this session into Q2. If you're 7th and down, that's
Porsche's
grid order
currently
for the race. And at the moment, Toyota,
they must have a custom slipstream on here, chat.
They can only set the 8th quickest time.
They must have a custom slipstream on. Like, I'm sorry, they must have a custom BOP on it that we don't have, because the Porsche.
Very easy to get eliminated earlier on, as you say. Only about 2
I can't believe the Porsches. I mean, it is Sato though, so.
For pole position, starting from 7th to 12th. So right now, Kamada is occupying that P12. As you say, first time on
can you turn that down, please?
Trying to get into swing of things. Very, very different doing this at a low event as opposed to in your, I guess, your comfy sitting room at home with your nice cup of tea or whatever hell you drink at home in your own in your own time. It's your business. But Sato here for Team Porsche. Porsche always have been a competitor. It's always been top 5, top 3, and no difference here today. Currently, Sato occupying provisional pole position, and right now is on a better lap. It looks like than his lap before.
Yeah, let's see how Sato can do. Can they make an improvement in that time? Just 2
yeah,
Cody.
Mikhail's obviously done the BOPs for Group 4 and Group 3, I believe.
So
that's my opinion. I mean, we're pretty I think everyone knows that. Mikhail's the person who's probably been working on the BOPs for R that we've been using in dailies, because we've got a complete new BOP in Group 3 and Group 4. But I presume they're using a separate one for this live event, for like this race.
Again, doesn't make it through to the top 6, so let's see what Lexus can do as they go up and improve into 3rd place. That just secures them a bit more in the Q2 session.
Top 3, very close top 3. I'm surprised by Porsche being...
Only 2 thousandths between Suzuki and Kawakami for 2nd and 3rd. Here comes Tsuchimura in the Honda, does not go faster. Nevo does Kokuben for P5. Can Miyazono make any inroads? Doesn't need to, though. He's already through past the elimination phase. Team Toyota, previous champions. What can they do? Up into 4th place there. So a great second lap there from Morimoto. Can Okamoto go any faster?
Very close between the top 5. Top 5, look how close to a 10th of a second.
Out Sasaki at the end of that qualifying session there with the late improvement for Morimoto in the Toyota. So Mercedes AMG will be pretty disappointed.
Who did I go with, by the way? I forgot.
It's interesting, actually, because a lot of drivers set their fastest
Did I go with Lexus, chat? I can't remember.
First flying lap. So I wonder whether the tyres were in the right window. And they got too hot, effectively, on that second flying lap.
A definite possibility here, but of course now for the top 6
second lap's quicker.
Reset and do it again. It's,
second lap will be quicker, I'm pretty sure.
Even
on the softs.
Doing it twice in a row is, I guess, what makes our champions. So qualifying 2 now, just getting set up. Down below.
I went with Lexus, okay.
Position going
I forgot.
Into the grand final. We'll find out.
I'm getting old, leave me alone.
About that QR code on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Tell us how you think it's going to go down here in terms of the GT World Series. And crucially as well, who your driver of the day is as well at the end of this one. We'll be voting for that one. Let's take a look, though, at some highlights from that Q1 session. Of course, 2 flying laps for the drivers. It was McLaren and Kamada who set the first representative lap times, but there were big improvements as the lap times
The custom slip's ridiculous, Cody, though. The custom slip's awful. Terrible. Like, the current use of custom slipstream in the races is awful.
The form book is the same for Q2. The only real big improvement was Toyota and Morimoto.
Are you on about for this live event, Cody?
And knocked out.
So hang on a minute here. Wait there.
Yeah, fairly convincing.
Am I reading that right, Cody? That you're telling me at the live event they've got the slipstream not very powerful, but without the dirty air, but we get a stupid version for dailies? Am I reading that right, or?
Ferrari going no further in this qualifying session.
Yeah, just to remind you, in the Manufacturers' Cup,
because
well, of course, we've got the drivers from the Asia
why can't they
Oceania
bring that to the
region
daily races then, that slipstream?
We've got the drivers from the EMEA region, and then so on and so forth. So we've got different drivers over the course of the different GT World Series events, which is going to be really exciting to see how it all works out. Now, we're getting the drivers ready for Q2 in a few moments.
Mario, they brought all the drivers over from Oceania to UK for this race, and then all the European drivers go over to America for their leg, and then all the American drivers go over to Oceania for their leg. PD logic.
Fanatec have made this based off of the wheel from the Porsche Vision Gran Turismo concept car that you can drive in GT7. As you can imagine, it is an engineering marvel. It has a cast aluminium core built for serious force feedback.
Okay, so they've done what they should do, Cody, for the in-game what we have. Because at the moment, our slipstream's ridiculous, but dirty air is reduced. But our slipstream is like double the strength. It's ridiculous in dailies, Cody.
So a new Porsche.
So why can't they do that for dailies then?
Shortly, very exciting.
This is what we've all been asking for ages, and let's fingers crossed if that's how they've done it for this. Maybe we'll get that in game soon. Fingers crossed. That would be a massive improvement if they do that.
What can the drivers take from the Q1 session? What can they have learned, and how can they apply that in Q2?
I mean, you can almost treat it like it's a little bit of practice, just very high pressure practice. I mean, you're going to know who's fast, so you're going to know sort of what the time is to beat here. You can't just sort of
Yeah, let's hope, Cody, that they're going to bring that slip to the game then, because that'd be a big improvement if they do that.
I think now it's just trying to reset, try to take a deep breath, and get back out there and do the job again.
Yeah, another 4-minute session. For
yeah, so Americans go over to Oceania for their race. Oceania are in the UK for theirs, and the Europeans are going over to America.
How those positions will be occupied on the grid. Will we see continual
only
improvements
PD would do
once
this.
again
Like,
from Porsche? Will they be able to take pole position here in London? We'll wait to find out. Over to Q2 then, drivers out on track, ready to begin their first flying laps in the session. Who's going to be the first driver to break the beam? It'll be Takuma.
Right, so this is the top 6 shootout, isn't it? Come on, Lexus! Give me 2 million that I won't even be able to use, because I'm maxed out.
Get the lap times in, because you only get, really, 2 bites of the cherry, 1 bite of the cherry now, as a matter of fact, in this session.
No, interesting, we chatted to me as I before, and it's kind of saying that it's feeling the pressure a little bit.
Exactly, Paul. That, like, honestly, Paul, man, it's just PD logic. Also, the extra expense of sending all them drivers all around the world, if they'd have just done it to their regions, the money saved would have meant more drivers could have qualified, which would have made it more competitive and more enjoyable for people competing. That's just my opinion. Would that not have made more sense?
Yeah, through that left-handed kick, which caught me out yesterday when we were doing a bit of practice. Thankfully for Takuma Miyazono,
I don't know what goes through PD's mind sometimes. Well. Yeah.
Hug the inside there, feed it to the wall.
I'm not quick enough to race in these. Not quick enough to race in these. Not many drivers are quick enough to do these races now. Like, it's so hard to qualify.
Left and right-handed kicks. Look at the elevation there in the circuit as well. It really does give you a lot of camber on the inside of some of these corners. It rises, it peaks, it troughs. It is a proper challenge for these drivers.
Yeah, super important part of this lap now is the breaking into this hairpin. Let's see.
No, they've got an event in America, Villa.
Now, full brake pedal.
That's the final, isn't it? You're on about. You're talking about the World Finals, Villa. I think. Isn't the World Finals in Berlin the actual final race, not the we're on about this stage of it? There's an event in America as well.
And we're in the final sector for Takuma Miyazono. No slipstream for him here in this one. And is that going to compromise their lap time? Will it hurt them overall? We'll wait and see what it looks like through these, again, final sweeping corners. Nice and neat.
Oh, is the World Finals in Japan? Okay.
Movement of the steering wheel there for Takuma Miyazono as he now aims
so wait there, so there's 2 events.
So the first representative lap time then here.
So there's 2 events in Europe.
For Team Subaru, they come to take the
one event in America for the qualifying stage, like the 3 stages, and then the finals goes to Japan.
Morimoto across the start-finish line slower though, 5/10 slower almost.
Okay, I get it now.
Team Lexus. Can you go to provisional pole? No, he can't.
So the Europeans go. So who goes to the Berlin event?
Sector. Here comes Suzuki for Team BMW into provisional pole. 55.1. Can Sato improve?
55.1.
No, he can't.
That's a good lap.
So they were provisional pole in Q1. They're only 3rd best here. What about Cockerman then? And he is 6th quickest then. So they really lost time in that lap. The upshot is Saya Suzuki and Team BMW.
Okay, so Berlin is the EMA drivers. Okay,
in 2024,
that kind of makes sense.
Occupy pole position here ahead of the grand final for the Manufacturers' Cup. Really exciting stuff there, and a very commanding lap time, actually. They had a good advantage over the rest of the field.
That kind of makes sense, I suppose.
That is the fastest lap of all qualifying. So you can definitely say that the fastest car is in the right spot on the grid there.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to seeing
Lexus
how it's all going to go down then.
For God's sake, Lexus.
In terms of the race, which will be coming along the way in a few moments.
I've just jinxed Lexus with my vote.
Qualified quite far down the order, Jimmy. Obviously, they've got a bit of work to do in the opening stages of this race. But is it a disaster? I mean, there's a lot of opportunities to slipstream here.
You know, we always say when racing at Nürburgring, you can definitely win the race at T1, just lunge everyone, it's fine. Don't do that, it's not going to go well for you. But there are, seriously, a couple of quite heavy braking zones here, down towards the bottom of the course, the corner just before the pit lane. Really good spots to fire one up the inside if you're confident on the brakes. So obviously not ideal starting down the bottom half of the grid, but there are chances here to make those positions back.
Yeah, absolutely. As we say, grand final will be coming along the way very shortly. We'll also be catching up with the driver who qualified on pole position, Saya Suzuki, for Team BMW in a few moments' time. And the crowd will be very excited to see.
I see they have to pick their driver. Did you see that? They have to pick their player. Imagine you picked the wrong one.
It was interesting, actually, because despite the fact that Porsche were quickest in Q1, they were significantly slower in Q2.
So BMW got pole, didn't they?
We wondered whether they would be able to get as far up the order as they wished to do so, but unfortunately it was not to be for them. Morimoto
that'd actually be pretty good, David, but I think they do driver swaps in it, which would be a bit awkward.
To Subaru, but the upshot is that it was Saya Suzuki who put in an absolute blinder. He managed to extract the maximum. Their
default setups, Adam, but it's a custom BOP. So the BOP has been adjusted for this track. So Mikhail's out apparently has made the BOP adjusted for this event, so he's took into account the speed on the straights, the corners and stuff.
Yamamoto, as well as Okamoto, Sugimura and Hashima. So that is your grid then for the grand
final. The two qualifying. So
Size
basically, I think they've just tried to do a bit of an F1 approach, haven't they?
I mean, that was an intense race. Saya, obviously, you're driving for BMW. There was only 1 point in the Manufacturers' Cup last year. How important is it that you win this year? Because you were so close.
1ポイント差でやっぱり逃しちゃったですが、今年はこれを挽回するのが
Susie, it's like a top 6 shootout. So that's the back end of the grid. The first 6 that get knocked out, that's the last 6 in the grid, and then these 6 fight for pole position. So it's like an F1, like top 6 shootout.
Yeah, so last year, I mean, we lost it just by a few points. So, this year, I consider myself a challenger, up and coming. Just gave it all in the qualifying, and yeah, that's how we're approaching it this year.
And is it better or worse to have Miyazono in front of you or behind you? What's more pressure?
宮園選手が前にいる方がプレッシャーですか、それとも後ろにいる方がプレッシャーですか？
私にとっては後ろにいる方がプレッシャーを感じますけど、今はもうどういう状況でも走っていこうかなっていう形でも気合は十分です。
Usually when he's
just
behind me,
tell
I
her,
feel
Paul,
the most pressure.
you're watching a legend.
Now,
No,
it doesn't matter where he is. I'm just going to give it all.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Let's give him a big round of applause. Well done. And we're going to throw it back up to you, Tom and Jimmy.
Yeah, but there's only 12 cars, Susie, in this. So the F1 has 20 cars. It's a bit different.
We're here in London this weekend, but in September we head over to Berlin. Very excited for that. And then
so yeah, F1 obviously has 20 cars, 3 qualifying sessions. So in F1, 5 get eliminated in Q1, then another 5 in Q2, and then the top 10 shoot out for pole. In this, they just did 2 and then did top 6 shoot out because they've only got 12 cars.
And who is that going to be in the Manufacturers' Cup and the Nations' Cup? Well, I'm excited to see how it's all going to work out.
I mean, however, Peel, add all the streams together. Add all the streams together in terms of viewing it won't. I'm guessing. Let's have a little look. I'll have a little look on my phone now and see.
It's going to be really exciting to see
so you've got
over the course of this weekend as well.
92 viewers watching on the China.
How do you see it going down,
360 French, 294 Portuguese, Italian 287, 283 in Dutch, English 2.5k. 540 on Spain, 2.1 on the Japanese, the Japanese one. PlayStation Live is 1.1, and then you've got, I don't know what one that one is. And then you've got other people doing it like myself, so overall probably way more. Probably over 10, well, probably over like 6,000-7,000, maybe more. I don't know how many if you put them all together.
There's no mandatory tyre change, but they won't make it through on one set of mediums or one set of soft tyres. That's an impossibility, so they will have to stop at least once in the course.
McLaren qualified.
20
McLaren
laps,
did
though,
qualify.
over the course of this one, and 4 times tyre wear, so 1 lap is equivalent to 4 laps. And there are a lot of medium speed corners in here, and a fair bit of dirty air kicked up from these Group 3 cars as well. So the front tyres are going to be crying out in pain by the end of their stint.
I do wonder if there's going to be just some absolute hero that tries a no-stop.
I don't think. Let's have a little look at this.
We really don't think that's possible. In fact,
so they've got free choice of tyres.
Told by one of our race directors that is pretty much the maximum.
What's the tyre rate for the race chat?
Completely falls off.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget to predict the winner as well.
What's the tyre rate?
Online and had a look at it. You think Takuma Miyazono is going to be the man of the moment. I mean, given their qualifying, I wouldn't say that that's a particularly strong guess at the moment, but this is Gran Turismo. Anything can happen.
×4.
BMW, of course, starting from pole position. They only got 6% of the vote, though.
I always feel like quite.
Yeah, I can't believe a 2-stop on the softs would work, would it?
Because it's 2% for 6th or whatever it is. What's it going to be for like 10th? Yeah. those poor guys. Where's the support? But here is the man that you guys
I mean,
have all backed at home.
Subaru?
I mean, for good reason. We say it all the time. The guy is.
What's Subaru's tyre wear like for
in these GT Live events? Also,
softs?
Coined the term.
If they're saying 7, these would be able to get 8. Subaru could do 9 and then lower. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Drivers then
don't know how much pit lane loss you get here, though. I don't think pit lane loss is particularly high on this. I don't think. I think it's quite a short pit lane loss here.
Of the Manufacturers Cup here.
It's quite. I quite like that idea, J20, where you have free choice of strategy. I kind of like that because you go softs and mediums, or someone could go just a long stint on the mediums. I don't know if a one stint on the mediums is possible. No, it could be quite interesting, to be honest. That I feel like it could be quite an interesting race because I presume they've had a chance to test this with ×4 tyre wear. I presume fuel's a factor though, so once you can't do a no stop, I don't think, because if there's fuel involved, 20 laps of this track will chew it because the long straights. So yeah, I don't really know what they'll do here. Could be interesting.
20 laps, 12.
Oh, it's only one times fuel, Josh.
Drivers, but only one will be crowned the winner.
×4 tyre wear?
World Series 1.
How many laps could the mediums do here?
Let's run you through the grids.
I doubt they'll do 20. I doubt they'll do 20. 2 high-speed corners here. It's really high-speed corners, so it'd be an interesting watch this to see what strategy they're going to do here, because honestly, I have no idea with ×4 whether... I would think they'll do medium first and softs at the end. That's what I would presume they'll do. They'll probably do like 12 on the medium and then 8 on the softs because of lower fuel. Maybe. Like for example, the BRZ might be able to do that. Lamborghini could be pretty good on tyres here because the track should suit the way the Lamborghini uses tyres. So I would think that Lambo might be quite strong on tyres as well.
Of course, the difference in tyre strategies available for
and McLaren.
No options for
so the top 2 are starting on softs. They're going to try and break away from the slipstream, which will be interesting how strong this slip is. Let's keep an eye on the slipstream now because P3 is on the mediums, P2 is on the softs. So I want to see how much they can stay with them on the straight. We're not far off, Gary.
And use the rubber to its best possible use. Of course, championship points.
Four people. We need 4 people to subscribe for 69,000 subscribers.
Over those top 6 places. Watch out for Suzuki. Watch out for Miyazono. They'll be fast starting, and after that, it's going to be a bit of a raw rumble.
Yeah, no bomb drafting allowed, obviously.
Well, looking forward to seeing how this one is going to work out. There is Sai Suzuki, of course.
But they can work with each other if they want. Slip him. So the only problem with that is where the long straight is here, chat. It's not really a slip. You can't really overtake. It's really difficult because it's through the tunnel and it's high-speed corners, so it's not really where you want to be overtaking.
Is underway. Sai Suzuki leads the field across the line, followed by Miyazono, then Sato. So it's BMW, Subaru, and Porsche down towards the
Let's keep an eye on that slipstream after this corner now.
I think they're a bit too far away, really, to be honest.
They should build a gap. Oh, that Porsche stayed with him.
Straight now and heading into a very heavy braking zone. Is that going to leave BMW under a bit of pressure here from Subaru?
I'm looking at the gap between Miyazono and P1, see how this slipstream's working. Didn't even gain a 10th on that straight. Didn't even gain a 10th there, chat. Under a 10th gained on that straight alone then. And P3 didn't gain anything on P2, really.
Yeah, everyone actually following line of steering through there. So Suzuki, Miyazono lead the pack. Look at the gap already between Miyazono and
They've clearly adjusted the slipstream for this event. Let's keep an eye on it again. After this corner here, let's keep an eye on the slipstream between P1 and P2. So out of the exit,
maybe a bit
Three
more careful
tenths.
in the corner than you like to be. Now, Miyazono kind of hanging on for dear life here on the back.
Well, that's a
of
Subaru,
Suzuki
isn't
in
it?
that BMW,
Subaru's not as quick
using
on the
toe
straights.
to his best possible use, and he might be close enough for a go into the hairpin at the bottom here, but does he want to leave?
This
That
looks
is the
much
question.
better, this
So,
slip chart.
on board now with Miyazono.
This slip looks
through
miles
long
better.
twist that's
Why
completely
can't we
flat
have
out
this
with his
slipstream?
three cars, and now we go towards the
Look
hairpin.
at it, it
Suzuki
looks
goes
way
defensive in
better.
the BMW. Miyazono maybe looks to the
I really
inside.
hope
No,
this
he
slipstream's
stays
coming to
there,
the game,
but
'cause this
now,
looks miles
the
better.
positions remained unchanged at the front.
It's interesting there how the difference in line sort of converged back up, because of course the track bottlenecks up. Sato
Yeah.
having a big wiggle out of the hairpin.
So basically, Damien, what we've been asking for how long? What have I been saying for about 2 years that what we should do? And now they're using it, finally. They've
So
actually...
you're going through these medium speed corners. The problem that you've got though,
So they,
in
like,
these medium speed corners where you're
it's
stuck in
literally
the
what we've
wheel
been
tracks
saying
of a
for
driver in
years
front,
that they
is, of
need
course,
to
you've
do.
got dirty air going through there. You're going to be punishing those front tyres a little bit more. So
Let's hope this comes to the game.
Is that, of course,
Because this could be a game changer for the racing.
In the corners, he's going to be really ruining those fronts.
Yeah, Sato just hit the wall there on the exit and it slowed him right down. Here comes Kawakami in the Lexus. The reigning champions up into third position here. It just goes shows you how easy it is to make a very small mistake. You touch that wall, you lose so much speed there. But of course, the closer you get to it, the
See,
wider
they've been
the
able to
corner is,
break
the more
away from the
speed
slip now.
you
They're
carry.
away.
That is pretty much the gambit of the racing driver. Here is Kawakami, and now he's in a defensive position going down to this hairpin at the bottom. Sato looking to the inside, looking to retake that P3. He's there, he's alongside, already back up into third place goes Sato, so he has no interest in staying behind Team Lexus. But of course, these guys doing that, they're going to be squabbling a little bit. And that's going to give more of a space in front to Suzuki and Miyazono. They're going to love that. They're going to look in their rearview mirror and going, cool, great, keep fighting, boys. Keep going, we'll just put away in front.
What I'd be interested in seeing here on like lap 5 is the tyre wear on the softs.
To the advantage of the Nissan driver. So
on the two soft runners.
Into P8. So let's see whether they can make any further forward progress. Interestingly, the soft shop runners have pulled out a gap of about 2 seconds, so they're now out of that slipstreaming range.
It's a custom slip. It's a custom BOP for this round, chat. All the BOPs have been adjusted for this track.
The Mazda's going to pull alongside the Lexus, coming down the straight in towards the big braking zone. So it's now Mazda
Lexus doesn't look so great on the straights now, does it?
And Toyota and Morimoto going to try and join the party.
contact.
There's a bit of hip and shoulder, a bit of contact into the hairpin. That's going to send Sasaki wide and drop them down about 3 or 4 places as a result of that as well. So it's now starting to get a bit fast and a bit frantic.
Side by side, this is losing them time.
Side by side now here
Chaos.
between
Let's go,
Morimoto
come on.
and Cockburn for 4th place.
Kawakami there in that Lexus, and it will get a little bit rowdy now, Tom, as you say. There is running
They're going to
really
lose
one
so much
line
time here with the
through these
strategy
corners
versus the
here,
softs.
due to the cambers on the circuit. So as soon as you start going 2 by 2,
P3's looking good
end
though.
up having usually
Porsche's pulling away from the Lexus here. Look, nearly 7 tenths out of that exit.
Great seat here of the fight ahead of us. Lamborghini in front in P7, almost pushing that thing along in our glorious turbo brick as we go down to T1 one more time. Really fast left hand, this one you want to use all the roads here. Watch out for that barrier on the right hand side. I think maybe a little bit of contact with the wall there from Morimoto, but still able to hold the position for now as they come down to the hairpin for the 3rd time.
So Cockburn then in the wheel tracks here of the Toyota. In the background there,
Toyota's still got a bit of grunt on that straight, hasn't it?
Like they're trying to put a bit of
side by
pressure,
side,
but also
Nissan
behind
and
as well.
Lambo
You've got
there.
Otto versus Okamoto.
That Nissan will have that
Part 3.
easily.
Now Okamoto gets the better.
It looks like Mercedes is...
Lamborghini driver through.
Did Mercedes get the McLaren there? I think it did.
The gap at the front still continues to build. They're just running their own race here at the moment and have pulled out an advantage of about 2.5 seconds or so over Sato on the medium compound of tyres. Let's have another look at what happened then down into the hairpin bend. This is what cost AMG some track position. They're going to get biffed here, I think, by Okamoto first of all. And Goto there was on his inside as well.
Lambo centre.
That just lost them 2 places and possibly a 3rd. Just able to get the better of them on the exit of the corner.
These guys watching the Spanish Grand Prix, by any chance? It's good effort, good move, strong move. But meanwhile, at the front of the grid, Miyazono had actually pulled back on.
Be interesting to see the tyre wear.
Suzuki in front. So there is pace
there. Hit the wall.
In that BRZ. I was giving it grief here at the start of the show, but actually he's looking pretty quick, and he's just doing what he needs to do, just holding on in that slipstream, just sitting there. And
70.
What sort of trivia is that? Listen to the
69 after 3 laps, chat.
Alexandros, right?
I've never heard of the song, so I can't really pass comment on it, to be honest.
Go check it out, guys.
If it works for him, it's
they're going to have to do mediums on the second stint, I would presume, because
he's sitting in second place at the moment.
7 laps they're going to be done. 7 laps, 7 tyres are going to be done, I would think.
After the race, obviously.
I mean, the Subaru might be able to get 8 laps out of it, maybe. But surely that means mediums for the second stint, it has to be.
Kawakami possibly about to come under threat here from Kokkoman as well, but 4th place does change hands to the advantage of the Toyota. Morimoto is now in front, and they're starting to fall off the coattails of Sato in the Porsche here as well.
Yeah, they're not allowed to bomb draft. No bomb drafting is allowed.
Speaking of battling, Kawakami is very keen to get that 4th place. Here comes Kokubun as well in the Mazda, looking to almost push that Lexus through the gap. So, well, if you're not going to go for it, I will, but they all stay one at a time for now. And, of course, not much you can really do outside of the slipstream round here. It's a one-at-a-time circuit. There are a couple of places to overtake, but right now it is just follow the leader. And with 4 laps in, the soft tyres seemingly still have the pace advantage over the mediums, but that will switch.
Why not allow?
As the
because
race goes on. So right now, over Suzuki,
I think it's a good move for GT3s. GT3s in real life don't really bump draft, do they?
So to prepare for that inevitable tyre fall.
So I think it's a good move for a live event. In my view, it is anyway.
13 laps before switching to that soft tyre. So it's about making this tyre last, but also by keep pressuring those soft runners, because that tyre will burn out quickly.
Well, you wonder what the soft tyre
kind of looks like the mediums are starting to.
Looks to the inside of Kawakami.
That's going to be. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Contact behind with Kawakami, then subsequently getting into the back of Kokkoman. That's allowed the door to be open for Okamoto.
Tell you what, at the moment, this Porsche is looking. If they can get away from that battle,
in the. Lamborghini coming through into the right hand.
Look at the delta with the Porsche now on the soft runners. The Porsche looks like it's catching now in the corners. Look at the delta. It's been around 3.6, 3.7 for a while now. It kind of looks like the mediums are starting to come back at the softs a little bit.
On a similar piece of tarmac, Kawakami has lost a few places now, down 2 places from his qualifying place. But conversely, behind him, Okamoto up 3 in the Nissan. He's the biggest mover so far, so watch out for him. He is on a charge.
So, under investigation then is Kokkoman versus Morimoto. We saw that collision a few
But the thing
is,
is,
let's see what the stewards decide
when they pit off the softs, so when the top 2 pit for the medium, they'll have fresh mediums, and the medium runners are still going to have to do quite a few laps. So they're going to boost that gap a bit more. So they should have like 6, 7, maybe a 7-second lead by the time the pit stop phase comes in.
Kawakami, he was on the outside there. You've got to be so careful with this one though, because they are so close on circuit. You open the doors to take a wider line, and then that possibly means that someone can walk through it from behind, and it compromises your entire run down the next straight.
Mia's on a 50% tyres, chat, after
look at the tyre wear there.
4 laps.
Tyres of Suzuki compared to Mia's.
He's only going to get 7 out of it though, isn't he?
Mia's only be worse given he's sitting in that dirty air, but I think that car is just a bit lighter, and the weight of the BMW really showing there on those front tyres. So that could be the difference. Going up and down the field though.
I think it's 7 laps, isn't it, by looks of this? I can't believe they're going to do 8. 8, surely the tyres will be dead on the 8th. So 7 laps at most by the looks of it.
Maybe just playing the longer game here in this one and waiting for the right time to strike. Kokkoman goes to the defensive line into the hairpin bend. It all bottlenecks up, and Okamoto once again gets into the back of Kawakami, and a bit of hip and shoulder there from
there is no hard tyres available at them.
As well.
They wouldn't use hards anyway, not with this race, it makes no sense. It'll be top 2 will go to the mediums on lap 7, and I would presume, I reckon you might find you might get one of these medium runners trying to do 8 laps, because
it's not really a move there to be made, just sort of sticking there.
It might be possible for the lower fuel to get 8 laps out of it, but I presume they'll all do 7. It looks quite similar in terms of. I don't think there'll be a huge. I can't believe. Would they go for the 8 laps on the softs at the end on lower fuel? Maybe. Might be a bit dodgy on tyres though doing that. McLaren might be able to do it. The McLaren in P10 might be able to do that.
Fairly easy at the sharp end of this race. We get into lap 6 now, which is when we're expecting
the McLaren in P10 might have an option of doing the 8 laps on the softs, but even then, would it be worth it, because they're all the way down here? I mean, they're probably only going to gain like 2 positions, like 2 or 3 positions through doing it.
Done in the Ferrari, so now moves up into 8th position.
Lambo,
there are your top 2. Suzuki in the BMW, and Miyazono
Possibly Lambo
in
could go
the
for
Subaru.
it.
Interestingly, Suzuki's front tyres.
Although, look at the Lamborghinis.
Miyazono's.
Where's the Lamborghini's front tyres there?
Half a lap or so.
And they're on
worth of
70 on the
wear there
mediums.
Suzuki's side. Maybe a
Honda's
lap
on 72.
Miyazono, but the rear
Honda
tyres
at the moment's got the
not
best
quite as balanced.
fronts.
But what that says to me is that Miyazono, if he can keep this up, might get one more lap out of those soft tyres. And those soft tyres, they do tend to.
I wonder if that BMW will pit here.
Right until the end of their life. So
I doubt it
that
will.
could
Surely
be the
he'll do
difference
7.
here. But the gap now between Miyazono and Sato.
No, they're both going for 7 laps.
4.4 at the last time of checking there. So they are doing the job here, making that gap. But I don't.
Oh, this is
going
to lose these time now. They're starting to fight on the mediums.
Morimoto here looking
The Porsche is killing the front tyres now, isn't it?
3 or 4 laps or so ago, it has now come right down, and Morimoto is bringing a train of cars.
See, that gap
along with
isn't
him,
really
which
increasing,
might
is it? It's like
start
3.9 still,
a bit
chap.
of pressure here, and will
But
that mean that
when the top 2 pit, they'll have the fresher mediums, and they'll probably get that gap up to like 5.5, 6ish maybe by the time the mediums come in for the softs. And then the softs will be dying at the end, and the mediums should have a bit more life for the top 2.
Keeping the car
I don't know how this is going to play out, to be honest.
They're going to go for a defensive line down to T1. They move over to the normal racing line, but you can see the closing speed there with this Toyota. And subsequently, how much quicker they're able to go through into turn 1. They have to back right off of the pace, even though they've got more of an advantage and a bit more grip underneath them, courtesy of some fresher tyres then here as well.
They're using a different BOP for this. The BOP we use is not the BOP in this race, chat, just so you know. They're using a totally different BOP.
Something into the braking zone. Morimoto on the outside and now through into third.
That Toyota now starting to come strong in the second part of the race. Maybe just a little bit better on those worn tyres than the cars around it.
So
again,
the Toyota's gaining on the top 2 now. The Toyota's gaining.
These soft tyres, this is going to be their last lap. Although I'm thinking about it, I think Miyazono could definitely do one more.
Would he risk it there though? I just don't know whether Miyazono would be quicker. At this stage now, I think it's quicker for the top 2 to pit. They're losing pace to the cars behind. So
the question is,
surely pit.
Has Suzuki, have they noticed that?
Especially without slipstream. Surely they'll both pit here. They're losing time, and Miyazono will want to slip.
Now, do they peel to the left-hand side of the circuit? They do. Both of them into the pit lane there, switching over to that medium compounder tyre. They've decided they can't do any more, and Suzuki and Miyazono both pit together.
What they now need is a nice bit of clear air to run along with each other in this race. Pit loss time about 11 seconds or so, plus the time that you are stopped for, which, as you can see, is
if it's only 11 seconds
back into this race, and how much is the distance in terms of seconds going to be between Sasaki and Suzuki? Meanwhile, the sharp end of this one, now the battle.
Could it not have been worth going for a free stint on the softs if it's only 11 seconds?
In front of Toyota.
Because
Suzuki and Miyazono,
the undercut now on softs would have been so big.
They can just run
I do wonder if the free stopper on softs could have worked. Could have been close if it's only 11 seconds.
The race now with Suzuki and Miyazono. You need to really push now and make the most of that clear air in front, as Tom says. So Sato, conversely, in the same sort of position. These next few laps, they need to make sure they are not fighting so much and just trying to get that lap time in, because they, the guy directly behind is not the threat for the win. It is the 2 cars, 11th and 12th place.
And the converse to that,
because imagine how much of an undercut they'd be getting over these medium runners now.
They're obviously on a different strategy on the medium tyres.
In
theory,
they would probably. They would have. I mean, then again, though, actually, if you think about it, though, they would have had to overtake all the medium runners to make it worthwhile. So, yeah, it wouldn't have been worthwhile.
Challenging for the victory and battling for the lowly podium places.
I can't see that would have been worth. It would have been too risky.
And bolt on a set of those soft tyres. So it does seem that the strategy is that one stop, and it is make the mediums go as long as possible and then get on those soft tyres. So a reminder,
they would have all, if you would have tried to do the free, the reason they've not done it, because to do the free stints on the softs, they'd have had to overtake the whole field, and that would have just lost them a lot of time.
All the way in Fukuoka at the end of the year. So score points early, push in a good place for the rest of the year.
So on board here then with Jun Hashima in the Ferrari. We know that car's pretty handy. We've seen good pace from it over the course of last season with Podium, who took the victory.
So what will be interesting here is the Lamborghini and the McLaren.
Let's have a look at some dramas then here between Miyazono and Suzuki.
And the Honda looked like it could. The Honda looked like it could do the
first
possibly do 8 laps maybe with the softs.
Getting trap position there against Suzuki. The positions, though, yeah, they still sit differently there. So Miyazono is now back in front.
That Porsche is dying.
That's Miyazono basically.
That Porsche, the front tyres on the Porsche are dying there. The Mazda could be quite strong on the mediums here because I'd like to see the front tyre wear again now at this stage.
We're going to now see the real pace of Miyazono in that Subaru.
Well, what was the good thing about Miyazono's car in that first strategy? The tyres. It went, you know, what, 4 or 5% higher than Suzuki's. And he was in dirty air over the course of that first stint, so maybe he now wants to run in clear air, save those tyres even more, and maybe the fact that that car is being pretty kind to the rubber that's on the bottom of it will prove to be a benefit for them later on in the race. Meanwhile, we look at the battle for the race leaders it sits for now. Morimoto still defends. Sato's looking for the inside line. Cockerman's getting involved as well as Kawakami. Kawakami's on the inside then for third position against Cockerman. Sato there looking to pick the pocket of the Toyota.
They're losing
as well,
time
but
doing
nothing
that.
doing. So Kawakami was the only beneficiary despite a lot of action kicking off into there.
Now what's interesting is behind this, it's only a 4.5 second gap until we have Miyazono and Suzuki. They're not too far behind this little train. So really showing the pace of that new medium tyre compared to the old right now as Morimoto leads into the tunnel from Sato from Kawakami, the snake of cars echoing through the tunnel.
I think that starting on the soft seat might have worked because they're not fighting. They're just out of the front, and they're not fighting with each other. These are fighting, and these are losing time, aren't they?
Maybe start working a bit more intelligently together if they want any hope of taking the win here today. Kawakami, big lunge around the outside. Is he going into the pits?
Oh. God, he can't overshoot it that much.
Say, what a move if he's making that work.
He's going for a medium stim.
For Kawakami. Now, interestingly, where's he going to go in terms of
He's going for a medium stim.
A second or so slower, and he's gone for another medium set of tyres. So he's going for the medium strategy then, presumably for the end of this.
That's interesting.
The longevity of that compound of tyre will prove to pay dividends later on in the race. And what's the thing you need in pit lane? After pit lane, rather, you need clear air. So he needs to come out without any dramas, no traffic behind him is the crucial thing there for Kanata Kawakami. As he emerges back into this race, he's about 5 seconds or so.
So these still have to do another 3 or 4 laps. So that strategy might be good.
To the end of this one.
Just have to wonder if that's the play or not. Like it's a tricky one because we know how fast that soft tyre is. But we're seeing the tyre line here on our screen.
The thing is, though, he's gone for no battling, hasn't he? That Lexus has gone for clean air. He wants clean air to just get in.
7 laps maximum on that. Sato, for example, who has pretty much no...
I don't know if that's going to work. It's a tricky one, that Lexus strap.
Well, just to give you an idea of
how far behind Miyazono is he now and the BMW?
New mediums for Miyazono and Suzuki. They're in the sort of mid-1 minute 57s. The drivers that are all on the medium tyres that haven't pitted yet, the sharp end of this race that you're looking at, they're all sort of in the early to mid 1 minute 58. So they're about 8-9 tenths of a second slower at this point.
Maybe Kawakami saw this.
Russell!
Okay, right, I can see that.
You legend. Thank you very much for the £20. Let's get key to 69k subscribers, chat. Only a few left. Smash that legend right there for Russell. Thank you for the £20, man. Yeah, we need 4 more subscribers. Let's get it, chat. Let's get 69k so Gary can shut up. Thank you very much for the £20, you legend. Big thumbs up on legend for Russell, everyone.
Stoppers so far in Team
So
Toyota.
how far behind is the Lexus?
Sato's the one you need
to
worry about.
Miyazono and that.
Lower tyres compared to everybody else around him. Cockerman instead.
Yeah, but look at this.
Looking pretty handy there with 45%. Now Sato's into the pits.
I tell you what,
the Porsche at the end.
This is going to screw the BMW and the Subaru
relative to Kanata Kawakami
because they're catching.
And Sugimura.
If they catch up, they're going to lose so many time to people doing the softs at the end because they're going to fight
massively for those guys. They have played the right thing for now. Kawakami there just about getting by Sato, so he pitted 1 lap earlier. Tyres are fired up, already up to temperature.
I tell you what,
by Sato he goes, so maybe that was the right call there for Kawakami.
Well, the undercuts work. The problem is now
this is going to be interesting because
a little bit more because he's done
Miyazono, how far behind are they? It's still 4. Wow, why have they lost the time there? Why have they lost that time?
Enjoying the fruits of his labour as it sits for now, but let's see
still
what it
5
looks
behind
like in
P6.
8.5 laps time. Meanwhile, the sharp end of this one, the top 6 drivers have not yet pitted. That's Toyota.
They're not going to catch him, are they? They won't catch him.
Moto with Nissan, Hashima with Ferrari.
Lexus is 5 seconds behind Miyazono, though.
Kamada with the McLaren. And
can't see them catching that up.
Of course, it's the first of the drivers that has now pitted. So 6 drivers yet to box. Will they come in at the end of this lap? Let's wait and see.
Will, as these,
surely these are going to go for the softs at the end.
Down somewhat now. I think they understand that they do need to just push
and try and...
I like this idea, chat. I've got to be honest, this is a great idea for the strategies, having soft and mediums. This is the kind of thing that daily races needs to happen. We've said it for ages. Make races where you have multiple strategies. That's what daily races need, this kind of race, where you have options available and strategies available. This game's dying for this kind of stuff in dailies.
You've got to find that balance between using trap position and also wearing your tyres out. They've got a 5-second buffer over Kawakami, which is, you know, great for them right now, but is it going to leave them vulnerable at the end of the race? Let's wait and see what happens, though, as we come down in towards the pit area. Does anybody dive into the pits?
No, they're going for the soft. These lot are staying, they're going for the softs at the end.
You know that Mazda has been pretty kind on its tyres so far in this race, and they still sit side by side on the exit of the corner. So the RX Group 3 car then now moves ahead of the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT concept. So it's Mazda who hit the front for the first time in 2025 now.
There they are. Of course, a bit of a veteran from these series. There you go. Started playing GP, 3 years old. This is why he's so much better than I am.
3 years old, I was still trying to play the PlayStation, and my sister was putting the controller.
It looks good for it. It does look good for BMW and
the way of her playing the PlayStation.
Subaru at the moment. It looks good for them.
That's classic. That was it. I know.
I do that now. I do that music still now.
You wait till Guy gets a bit older.
Because
he's going to love that one. So Cockburn it is that
they've not been fighting, have they? It looks like Miyazano and the BMW have just been working well together.
These drivers have now started to pick up
they haven't been fighting, and
because
I think it looks good for the BMW and Subaru at the moment.
Amongst one another, they've now picked up the pace to sort of the low 1 minute 58, some even in the higher.
This is what we said, Cody, the other day. It doesn't even have to be every hour, Cody. We said you could have it like every 2 hours, so you can still do the other races in between. Like every 2 hours, daily race D with more of a strategy race.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
we were literally talking. We've been saying this for months, mate. We've been saying it for years, actually. A separate daily race with like doesn't even have to be on every hour. It could be like every 2 to 3 hours. Just something you could do in between the other dailies for variety.
It gets off to a good start here this year for Team Mazda. So here are the tyres as they stand. Now these guys they're all going for the soft. There's no doubt about that. They're trying to make the 13 laps work on the medium compound.
I wonder if someone will go for better softs at the end.
Kind of working together there, giving each other the slingshot without bump drafting.
It's because they don't really listen. That's why, Cody.
Now we're coming towards the end of what we thought was going to be useful.
Oh, they're going for the 8 laps. They're going for 8 laps.
They're also being followed in by another driver as well. So Gosso is into the box there.
Know
so
about
now
that.
it's only 3 drivers
with the lower fuel
in this race. So a lap earlier than we're expecting.
I don't know about that, chat.
Race distance to be, but it's interesting there. The drivers that started on the medium tyres now
surely
going on the soft compound. So the real outlier here.
Surely the Supra is going to struggle with 8 laps.
Of course, went medium in this race. Is that going to prove to be to his benefit later on when those soft tyres are, I imagine, going to be pretty clapped out?
Yes, I mean,
this is really interesting. I do like the way this race is turning out. It's quite interesting.
These guys are flying at the moment. You can see there are Suzuki and Miyazono in relation to those who have not stopped yet. So using that fresher medium tyre, they've been able to catch back up onto the pack in front of them. But now they're going to be in the converse position where their tyres are going to be a little bit worn and they're going to be chased down by the guys who are now on those soft tyres. Morimoto, Kokubun and Goto on there as well. They'll be joined very shortly, I'm sure, by Okamoto, Hishima and Kamado.
Well, you get the sense that this race is going to start bubbling up towards the end of this one. Let's have a look at how Suzuki got back in front of Miyazono through these fast left-handers, and that was a beautiful bit of slipstreaming there in the BMW. Switched to the inside
the thing here, which is working well for Subaru and BMW, is they're not fighting. Like Miyazono let him through them. He didn't even fight it, he just let him through. I'll get the slipstream the next lap, we won't lose time.
Who, of course, are still owing that one final pit stop in this race.
So here we are, into the tunnel again. Now, I have no doubt we're going to see the top 3 now peel into the pit lane, left-hand side on the way into the hairpin here. That will release, of course.
Thank you very much for the 17 months, legend. Smash that legend emote, chat. Appreciate the support, mate.
Behind them.
Hope you're well, man.
Medium compound tyre. Kawakami as well in the same strategy. Then behind them, it's the soft runners. They're going to be very, very fast at the end of the race. Do they have enough time to chase down the leaders? Well, stay tuned and find out.
So into the box come the top 3 then.
What
so
we need to see now, though, is
work out.
The problem. This is going to be so tricky.
We reckon
because where's the Lexus?
9 laps or so in
The soft runners have got to overtake the medium runners to get anywhere near the soft and medium runners.
They're only about 2 seconds off the back
I
of the
don't know
likes of
about
Sato
this.
and Kawakami, who've gone medium in terms of the tyre strategy, so they might be able to challenge for the podium. The overall race window is a further 5 seconds up the road from that one, so I think it's going to be a bit of a tall order, but if these two start squabbling, and indeed maybe they come to blows, then the door is wide open.
Yeah, I mean, Kawakami's tyres aren't even that much fresher than, I mean, it's a couple of laps, the Miyazono and Suzuki side. I think that might not have been the play there for Team Lexus. I mean, we'll see how it goes. We've still got a few laps left of this one. With
Josh,
the
what a legend with 5 gifted. Smash the legend for Josh up for 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, man.
I think really
much appreciated. Oh, was that contact?
56ers.
Smash that legend and good aim as well, Josh.
Of catching the cars in front, which means working together and not trying to lunge each other every corner. But if you go to right now in the Lamborghini and you think, oh, maybe I'm a bit quicker, how do you resist that?
So Kenta Morimoto then behind the wheel of the Toyota, coming under pressure here from the Lamborghini into the hairpin we go. It's an interesting corner that, because it's sort of 2 corners in one effectively. You've got to really
the slipstream looks 1,000 times better, chap.
The left following this one, you sort of have to get out.
This slipstream looks like this is what we need in the dailies. We need to bin this one we've got off, and this looks so much better. Imagine this slipstream on tracks like Spa, Suzuka. It'll be, you'll be able to follow, and you won't be gifted overtakes. You'll have to work for the overtakes, and that's what we want. PD, please bring us this slipstream, what you've done here. Just bring this to the game, please.
What's his last lap? So that is the fastest lap of the race. Kokubun and Team Mazda are on a charge now. In front is Sato, who opted for the double medium strategy. He is going to be nowhere. Kawakami there as well, and they're already being caught by the soft runners. So Lambo. I think the double medium strategy, Tom, was not the way to go.
Medium strategy.
We're now seeing that in action as Kokubun leading 2 other soft runners.
I don't think that's going to work, is it? Although, didn't the medium start matching the softs, but that was when they both started on the same lap. The problem here is Lexus mediums tyres are a lot older than the people on the softs.
What's important now, though, Kokubun, is to get by these guys.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have that. I don't think they're going to have that, like, tyre where I don't think it'll be as drastic as the first thing.
GT concept stealth model, longest name I think in the GT7 there. That glorious rotary engine as we come through this left hand, you can see how much quicker those soft tyres are. Now Kokubun is just about going to be getting the faintest sniff now of a slipstream. That will make him a bit quicker down the straight. Will he get him close enough though for a move down?
I think the top 2 have got this.
But I think it's only a matter of time.
I can't see anyone catching up the BMW or Miyazono. It's not going to happen. I think the BMW and the Supra have got this. It's more about P3 now.
Amongst one another, you can see Sato a little bit wide going through that hairpin there as he eases onto the throttle here. Does Kokubun sort of takes a couple of stabs at it as he tries to get optimum traction on the exit of this one, and as you said, he needs to get his way past. Morimoto and Goto likewise there as well. So if you're Kawakami and if you're Sato, it's sort of squeaky bum time really here at the moment, because you know that you're going to be coming under pressure. The sharp end of this race, what Kokubun would really benefit.
They're not going to gain 5 seconds on the top 2, chap. Are they? Or how bad are the tyres going to be on them top runners though at the end?
For a move down to the hairpin.
How much are they going to be losing?
He's got Morimoto and Goto behind him as well, all looking to try and make the move. Sato goes defensive to the inside. It's now too wide. Where will Kokubun go? Nowhere to go there. So Sato blocking the inside there. Kawakami also on the outside. Kokubun pushing his way through there up into P4. But Kawakami now really is a bit of a sitting duck here, Tom.
Yeah, bottlenecks up there as well. Goto trying to get involved in the act as well. He's just trying to show a wheel on the inside as well as Morimoto. So through to the right hander we go.
Do you know what I like there? Did you notice how the Lexus getting the slipstream, chat, didn't get back past the Mazda? Did you see that? It wasn't like, well, I've gone for the move and now the slipstream's just going to get me back ahead. The Lexus didn't get that much of an advantage from the slip. That's what we want for dailies, so you can actually race properly.
Porsche across the timeline we go down into T1. The Porsche driver of Sato knows that, takes a defensive line through there, and now we know that the soft tyre has got a greater amount of grip underneath, and surely it's going to be into the hairpin bend where they're going to think about a lunge.
Yeah, it's nothing you can do there. The idea is just try and get a good setup now down down to the hairpin, use the toe, and Sato,
bad strategy, I think.
valiantly defended, but you can't help but think it's all going to be for nothing as we now go down towards the hairpin. Kokobun looking to the outside of Sato, goes defensive.
This is all helping the BMW and Subaru.
On the outside, he tries
it's just going to help them.
He's still alongside the Porsche, fighting.
This is helping the top two.
Keeps the place for now. Oh,
where did he come from?
Who is that?
That's Gotto. That's Gotto on the inside with a massive send. The door was sort of half open there, and now it's Sato versus Gotto. Side by side on the exit of the corner. This is getting fast and frantic.
Porsche's got the outside
line against Sato. Again, soft versus medium. Now it's the Lamborghini driver that's up through and into the podium places. Sato almost faces the wall on the outside. Morimoto picks his pocket into the Toyota. And
look
now
at that, though.
Also
they've just lost a second. They've just lost 1 second to the top two. The top two have got it.
Contact in the tunnel. Is there going to be a crash? No, Gotto in the wall there.
Top two have got it, chap. They've got the win here. Miyazano and BMW, like Subaru and BMW have easily got this.
There is now as well. These guys all fighting furiously for that last podium place. Sato in the wall. He's round. He's out. Sato there in the wall, and there goes Porsche's effort for any position here.
What was that? What happened there?
Well, we said it was going to bubble up, and so it proved to be exactly what we didn't want to see happening in the Gran Turismo World Series, and unfortunately there.
Someone's getting a penalty. Hey, watch this. PD will probably give him a 3-second penalty for wiping out another car.
Just doesn't go. The upshot is it is Porsche and Sato.
2-second penalty for destroying another car's race or something. Although we need to see that to see if it was the Porsche's fault. It could have been the Porsche's fault.
Whilst this battle's been going on here, Jimmy, it's allowed that nice bit of clear air for Suzuki and the BMW, Miyazono in the Subaru to just have enough of a buffer to not worry about what's going on.
Let's have a little look.
Let's take a peek at what happened then. So we're on board with Kawakami. Sato goes to the inside. A lot of moving there from a lot of people. So a little bit of contact on the back. Oh, Kawakami there caused that. I don't think
that's the Lexus's fault.
Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter. He's the one that caused that.
I think that's the Lexus, is it not?
I do think we're probably going to see a penalty for Kawakami.
I think the Lexus is about to get a 3-second penalty on PD. It should be a drive-through. Should be a drive-through, really. But
Suzuki and Miyazono.
What are they going to give him?
This last position, but
what predictions for the penalty?
The result of that might change this race.
Probably 2 or 3 seconds, but it should be at least 5 or 10 probably.
But his tyre wear relative to those around him pretty similar on the soft tyres, and of course we know that medium is slower over the course of a lap. So this is some great driving from Kawakami in terms of the lap time and keeping hold of track position. But of course we know that incident between himself and Sato
By the way, chat,
is now under
I've missed the like reminders. If you're enjoying it, hit the like button, subscribe. We are doing the Nations as well. So after this manufacturer's race, the Nations is on in a little bit. I think it's a little bit later. Like
you get the impression maybe Miyazono is waiting and Kanata Kawakami.
So like 6:30 or something like that. Is it for Nations? So we're staying live all the way through. So get subscribed, hit the like button, helps me out.
Again, not intentional, but just because you don't mean something doesn't mean it isn't your fault.
I feel like 3 seconds is a bit.
That 3-second penalty is going to take.
I mean, he's going to lose about 5. He is going to lose about 5 probably.
Down to 6th position.
Because where the penalty zone is.
Kawakami won't be having any of those.
That is a big shame there for Team Lexus, and not the way they're
he's probably going to lose about 5 though, to be fair. So in all honesty, he's going to probably be. He'll probably still be ahead of Sato, the car he killed though. I think. Yeah, he'll still be ahead of the car he killed. That's where the problem is with that penalty. Should be a drive-through. Should be a drive-through penalty. Let's see where he goes down to.
For Kawakami, who dropped.
So this is my problem with that penalty, chat. Look, so he's in 9th, but the Porsche is in 12th.
Manufacturers Cup champions here.
So that feeling just sucks as well, because you get to the line, you have to slow down.
Shouldn't it be a drive-through? If it's only an 11-second pit lane loss, why not do it as a drive-through or something like you drive in, stop, and go back out?
For them, but of course the fight still rages on at the front of the field for P3. It's Mazda versus Toyota. These guys have been rivals in the Manufacturers Cup for about as long as I can remember it, and still going on here. Goto in the background in that Lamborghini. It's a good run for Lamborghini, to be fair. But we haven't seen Lambo at the sharp end of one of these events for quite some time. So seeing in P5 there challenging what could possibly be for a podium. It's really impressive there for the Italian brand.
Yeah, I wonder if the balance of performance update for this season has just helped them a little bit in terms of closing that.
Yeah, the top 2 have easily got this, chat. Look, they're so far ahead. They've done the right strategy, because if you watch the BMW and the Subaru, they've just been slipstreaming and overtaking and not fighting. Really sensible driving, no battling. And the others are so far behind now, they haven't got a chance. Their tyres are dying anyway. The softs are dying, look. So they've got
well.
it. The top two have got
The
this.
defensive line. Morimoto goes for the outside line, the sharp end of the field. The lead of the race is changing hands here between Miyazono and Suzuki as well. Now it's the Subaru driver that's just got in front
Lucas,
from what we can see on our timing screens, as third place is now occupied by the Mazda. We need to look at the battle though for the race lead, because it's all well and good looking at this battle for the final podium places, but the two of Miyazono
they can afford to fight. They've got, I think they can afford to. These two are going to fight it out now, and I think they can afford to do it.
I was watching the live timing, Tom. I saw Miyazono got Suzuki just down into the hairpin there, and Suzuki, using the power of the BMW, was able to pull back through. But now Miyazono makes
this is going to be a battle for the win now.
To go here then.
They're going to fight it to the end now.
Round one here at London for the Manufacturers' Cup. It's Team Subaru leading Team BMW at the moment. Meanwhile, the fight's still going on for third, fourth, and fifth. And here is that move for the lead here. So Miyazono there using the toe up the inside in the Subaru. Very nice and tidy through there.
Nice, clean move. Nice, clean move.
I think he lost the drag race up here a little bit, but had the right line into the rest of the course and managed to maintain first position.
Yeah, it worked quite nicely there for Takuma Miyazono. Sort of lunged his way to the inside. The door was kind of half open, but he decided to open it fully, going through into that corner and force Suzuki for a wider line to compromise his compatriot's exit going through there. And now we look at the sharp end as the headlights glimmer in the nighttime here at the Tokyo Expressway. It's Subaru versus BMW for the race.
It's the Oceania region, that's why. It's the Oceania region in this race.
To remain for this one. It's too close to call. You have to say the BMW faster in a straight line, but the Subaru definitely quicker in the twisty bits.
You've got to think about it. Here's a high speed game of chess. So Suzuki there shows his hand up into first place. Goes Team BMW.
I feel like
is that where
the BRZ will just get back on the last lap, surely.
He'll have the toe down to the
but
head.
He'll defend it, won't he?
Is not thinking
is he
going to
go
looking to the inside. Will he ever go here? They're going for a very late move.
He won't have the exit speed.
They're just trying to unsettle him.
He's best just staying with him now for the last lap. He's got to stay with him for the last lap.
Move around on that medium compound of tyres. So that medium compound starting to get now to the end of its useful life, but these guys still pushing onwards. 3-second gap behind the Morimoto in the Toyota.
This is going to be a fight. The thing is, the BMW will surely know that he's going to go for that move.
Top 6 drivers here in this one as well. Who is going to be taking the maximum crown though? And Suzuki was just into the wall on the outside there as we head across the timing line to begin the final lap. It's BMW versus Subaru. It's Suzuki
Will he go
versus
for it?
Miyazono as we head down
he won't have the pace.
for the final
you have to wait
time.
here.
Here we go then.
Will he go for it after this corner though?
Have to be
He's going to go for it surely through here and try and get away with it.
Great position for a move.
He won't go for it here. It won't make sense for the Subaru. Subaru needs to wait for the hairpin. If he goes for it here, the BMW will get it back. The BMW is going to get it back. Surely he'll back out.
I think by Suzuki looks to try and go back inside, but as Suzuki might have outbraked himself here. Will Miyazono get the cut back?
No. Surely you won't want to be in the lead in the BRZ for this straight. Get him on this next straight.
Out of this corner and the run through into the next series of them then. So we ride on board with Takuma Miyazono.
Now Miyazono needs a good exit off this corner and he can go for the move into the hairpin or on the straight somewhere.
Back in the Manufacturers Cup in 2025.
Right up against it.
We know that Miyazono pretty handy in the slipstream and diving his way to the inside. He's going to have to think about this one quite carefully.
Is he close enough?
Use that strength of the Subaru.
Is he close enough there? I don't know.
Here we are then in the toe. Miyazono quite far back though. It's going to be
I don't think he's close enough.
Takuma, so Suzuki in front. Miyazono on board looking to try and displace them. Coming down to the hairpin now, deep in the toe, 272 kilometres an hour. Suzuki goes defensive. Miyazono goes all the way to the outside. Can he try and get a back? He does! Plays him like a fiddle up into third place. Goes Takuma Miyazono. Masterful
that was
move
amazing.
there.
Came off the brakes, got the inside line.
Only a few corners to go.
There is no adage for experience in the Gran Turismo World Series, and so it proves to be for Takuma Miyazono. Sasaki and Kawakami are under investigation in the closing stages of this race, but that was absolutely brilliant from Takuma Miyazono. Just a handful of corners now remaining.
The BMW should have held the tight line.
I think he's
the
a bit
BMW just needed to get on the brakes and hold the tight line there. But Miyazono, what a move.
Maximum points in Gran Turismo World Series 1 here in London for Team Subaru.
Great move that by
Miyazono, who win the grand final. What a fantastic end to that race. Suzuki and BMW come over the line in second. It's Cockerman for Mazda on the podium.
McLaren got a P6 in the end there, chap. McLaren got it back up to P6. Quite a good result for McLaren from where they were. They were down in like P10, weren't they? So
McLaren
got the P6 with that later pit stop.
What a bit of driving and what great respect between two very experienced competitors here.
I like that multiple strategies options there.
Looks like. Just set up Suzuki so nicely there. Just yeah, I'm going to go to the outside. Suzuki outbreaks himself, and just as that gap opens up, Miyazono places that Subaru there.
Good race, though, chat. That was enjoyable.
Great move there for someone who didn't really lead any of the race, but you don't need to lead any of the race.
No daft slipstream, right? Look at this. This is all you need for daily races. No daft slipstream.
And Suzuki too. Shame to lose out for
multiple tyre strategies. You don't need to have a compulsory tyre. Make options available, and that's the type of race you get. You don't need all this ridiculous custom slipstream. That was perfect how they did that race there. I think that was a good, really good race.
On pole position, they decided
69K,
to go for the soft tyres. Likewise, Takuma Miyazono in the Subaru.
No, we need three more subscribers for 69K.
It was pretty
three more.
Sort of even Stevens at the sharp end of this race. The two at the front, as we expected, began to build a gap. It started to kick off a little bit behind, but it was sort of in the mid stage of the race where it really got pretty frenetic.
You know, what's really interesting and looking at all this now in hindsight is we could see that going to that soft tyre early for Suzuki and Miyazono, just it was the call, because that way you had clean air to drive into. You didn't have to be part of this constant
What won the BMW and Subaru? Why they finished P1, P2? Because they didn't fight. They only started fighting at the end. So they just worked together, constantly working together. The others were fighting. They lost all the pace. Josh, thank you very much for the 5 gifted. What a legend! Make that 10 gifted by Josh. What an absolute legend he is today. Thank you so much, Josh. Good aim as well.
Yeah, absolutely right. And you can see there Miyazono with his move on the inside of Suzuki, just unsettling the BMW driver. This is in the closing stages of the race, though, and this is where it really began to take effect for Miyazono. We know the straight line speed of that Subaru
chat. One more subscriber for 69K, and then Gary can shut up.
Right at the last minute, making that decisive, clinical move stick. Great respect between the two to give each other racing room.
69K chat, Gary. Screenshot it, Gary. 69K.
Manufacturers Cup for the GT World Series, and now it is the Japanese manufacturer that is on top after this event as well. Of course,
right, Gary, you can shut up about 69K now. Finally got the 69. Now we've got to get 70K. Now we've got to push for 70K. That's the one we've been waiting for a long time. 70K. So yeah, now we push for 17.
Yeah, such a nice move there from Miz at the end. Of course, Hashima there gets a bit of an honourable mention. He did start last in that Ferrari, got up to P7. Unfortunately, though, doesn't matter. No points to P7, but it was a good move.
So how long do we have?
Well, there we go. Takuma Miyazono and Team Subaru take the spoils here in London.
How long
Let's go
do we
down
have
onto the floor, catch up with Jules, and see what our winner makes of it.
Nations.
Wow, okay, so Saya, I mean, that was...
Tarantula, thank you for the year and a half, legend.
You are definitely a challenger.
Thank you very much, Tarantula. Appreciate it for 18 months. Smash that legend right there for Tarantula as well, chat.
I mean, you're up there.
めちゃくちゃいろいろあったレースですごいやっぱりチャレンジ精神がすごく見えたんですけど、今の心境はどうですか？結果は悪くないとは思いますけど。
そうですね。まず予選からその全体としては練習よりも結構早いタイムが出たので、そこら辺は予選は本当上出来だったと思います。で決勝もいい感じにペースは作れていて、
Smart strategy they did. The BMW and Subaru, no fighting.
そういった感じになりました。
Got away.
ただちょっとレースの内容としては本当に良かったと思うので、次また次のグランドファイナルワールドファイナルにも備えて頑張ろうと思います。
Yeah, so I was actually faster than I had expected in qualifying and practice, and I was also able to keep a good pace in the final race. But it's just in the end, fighting against Miyazono.
Yeah, I don't know when the nation starts, to be honest.
But the race overall was
I'll
very
have a little
good.
look and...
So I'm looking.
So anyone in the chat know when it's what time is the nations race? I mean, we got a bit of chill out time, haven't we?
We'll have a little. I
think we got a little hour or so.
It's a lot, so don't worry about that. Ryota, it's good to see. That was great. It was a really great race. Obviously, it wasn't. Was it kind of how you expected it to go? Because also, you drive against these guys all the time. You know them really well. How did that come into play?
国分選手レースはすごく良くて期待通りの展開ですが毎回同じ顔とすごい接戦を繰り広げてますけど今回のレースは
Okay, so 20 to 7 is it? So we've got a little bit of time. We've got a little bit of time to maybe do some races in between or something. I'll go for a wee.
決勝は
Yeah, we can
すごい激しいバトルを繰り広げつつ
go for a wee and we might do a daily C or something in between. Have a little race on there.
You know, I kind of failed a little bit. In
Russell, thank you for the £10 legend. Smash that legend right there for Russell as well, please, chat. 69k, nice one, Key. And everyone now grabbing a KFC. Enjoy your KFC, Russell. Smash the legend right for Russell, chat. Thank you very much for the £10, man.
That chaos.
I mean, it was a lot of chaos, so you
now
did
we
very
must get
well
70k, chat. 70k is the real big one that we're waiting for. That's the one we've been trying to get for ages, but let's see. It'll probably take us another 3, 4, 5 months to get to 70k now.
Two finishes of Sai Suzuki and of Takuma Miyazono, and let's get confirmation of the points. Of course, it does reflect.
Dennis the Menace.
The race results here tonight in the Manufacturers' Cup. The upshot is it is now Subaru with a points
£100 through
advantage
PayPal.
over BMW. Mazda there
What
in
the
third
heck?
place, ahead of Toyota,
Susie.
Nissan, and then McLaren.
Nice.
That is your top
69k
six.
subs.
So, yeah,
congrats, and here's to the next milestone. But do we really need? But do we really want to move on from this one? Gary said, "Can we just pause it on 69k?" Thank you so much, Susie. What a legend, chat. £100 through PayPal. You know what to do, chat. Susie's given us insane support for years now. Absolutely insane support. Thank you very much for that £100, you legend.
After the Manufacturers' Cup, let's head
Incredible support.
down to Jules on
Don, thank you very much for the 32 months as well, you legend. Smash the legend right there for Don as well, chat. Thank you very much for the support, Don.
We had a conversation yesterday, and you were like, "Oh, I'm not really confident."
I will wear the Road America
really
t-shirt on the
fast.
stream.
I don't know how it's going to go.
We'll do a stream with it soon. I just don't really want to be getting my top off on the stream. I know a lot of you would love to see that, but not doing it on the stream. Although I do need a wee. I'll wear it for a stream soon though.
私は大丈夫ですよって言いましたけど、毎回ですよね、こういう会話があって、最終的にはもう全部持っていっちゃうみたいな。
Barry, thank you for the 7 months. Nice, that is all. Smash the legend emote for Barry, chat. Thank you for the support, man. Astronaut, thank you for the £5 as well. Suppose I'll join in for the milestone. Not quite Susan this level, but I'm a tight Yorkshireman. Smash the legend emote there for Astronaut for the £5 as well, chat. Absolute legend, mate. Thank you very much for the support, you legend.
Yeah, so this time around, I actually really didn't think I had the pace, but you know, in qualifying, I actually did a lot better than I thought. I was placed in second, and you know, I practiced a lot with Suzuki actually, and he was really fast in all the practice that we went through. So my thought was, if I kind of followed his strategy, I might have a chance at the very end, and that actually worked. But I think it was because Suzuki was really fast that I was able to kind of keep up with him.
Okay, so Gala and I were sitting there watching, and we were watching. We're like, Miyazono's going to wait till like the last couple laps, definitely. And then you came in with that sneaky going wide, coming in on the inside thing, and we're like, this is just classic Miyazono. I mean, these are your moves. This is what you're known for.
It was a good move, that, to be fair to him. It was how he nailed it off the brakes. He literally came off it so he could get on the throttle, and he nailed it.
一番最後で外からガッと内側に入っていって、もういつも宮園選手が見せている、まあ、典型的なパターンだという話を彼としました。
久々にうまくいったなと思いましたね。まあ、ただいつも残り2周で2周か1周かで仕掛けることが多いんですけど、まあみんな手の内分かっているのでちょっと違うことをしないといけないなと思って3周目でしたかね、最後から3周目に仕掛けましたね。はい。
Yeah, so you know,
SDS needs to give Susie the crown. Is SDS hogging it again? SDS, stop hogging that crown, man.
On the second or the last lap.
He always hogs it. Look at him.
Because everyone already knows
he never shares that crown.
It was actually
he just came off the brakes and just got as lovely.
Okay,
to be fair, the BMW, if he would have just braked on the spot and just held a tight line, wouldn't have been able to do it, but the BMW braked too late, which caused it.
いや、そうなんですけど、ネーションズどうしようかなと思って、はい。
Yeah, that's true, but yeah, now I don't know what I'm going to do for Nations.
Well, you'll figure out, and I'm sure you're going to do great. You always do great. Let's give a big round of applause to Takuma Miyazono! So good. Let's throw it back to Tom and Jimmy.
Yeah, cheers, Jules. It was Takuma time by the Thames here.
We were before Pegasus, yeah. I don't know if we are now. You know how people work on YouTube, but we did briefly hit it. What are we on now? Yeah, 69,001 we're on. So yeah, we got there. Now we got to get 70k though. Another long journey. So that's the milestone we've been waiting for quite a while.
Who would you be voting for?
60k was our last one. 70k is the main one. This 69k was for Gary. It was a special for Gary.
Was just completely involved in that massive squabble for the entire race and managed to come out on top. So I think a vote for me there for him. But of course, it's not up to me. It's up to you guys.
I presume.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that was a really exciting race, and we saw some great.
That'll be the end of that. I'm going to go for a wee in a minute. We'll do a couple of. I think we can do 2 daily. We might be able to get a couple of daily races. I don't know.
It didn't work out for him, and then the incident kind of compounded that.
Yeah, that's the problem when you go for that sort of strategy. You never really have ultimate pace.
I really hope, chat, that slipstream comes to the game.
Really trying to fight with his guys.
That slipstream there looked perfect. Literally looked perfect. I just hope, I really hope they've listened and they're going to bring that to the game though, for us, because our custom slipstream is awful.
What happened to Lamborghini and Gotto at the end of that one?
Nations is at Grand Valley Reverse, what we're about to race, but in the X 2019.
Which is a shame there, but again, he was really good. He made a really nice move earlier on in the race. I hope we'll get a replay of that at some point, where they're all fighting in front of him, and he through goes Hamilton.
Wait and see, Thomas, though, because
it's
that's not the slipstream they normally run real in these events. I think. I don't know. With slightly, I mean, I don't know. Who knows what's. Who knows if they just don't want to give us that slip?
Podium
Who knows?
Ceremony here in London for the GT World Series. Please welcome onto the stage in third place for Team Mazda from Japan.
Right, while you're watching that, chat, I'm going to go for a wee.
Kokeman.
Be back in a second.
In second place for Team BMW, please welcome Saya Suzuki. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the winner of Gran Turismo World Series 1 here in London for Team Subaru. It's Takuma Miyazono! And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please stand if you're able for the national anthem of our winning manufacturer, Team Subaru.
What did I miss? Not much. Gary. You're sad.
The Japanese national anthem plays out for Team Subaru, the winning manufacturer of the first Gran Turismo World Series event of 2025. And now time for the trophies to be presented. First of all, the third place trophy. It is presented by the PR manager for Mazda, Owen Mildenhall. And it is awarded to the man who drives for Mazda.
Oh, it's a bit cold in here. What the hell? UK weather at the moment, chat. Shocking. Freezing. Supposed to be going warm at the end of the week, though, I think. Like 27 or something by the end of the week, 26, 27.
First place for Team Mazda here in London.
What the
Second place trophy is presented by Belman Adarevich, the Chief Marketing Officer for Fanatec, as she makes her way onto the stage here in London. And of course it is awarded to the driver who finished in second place for Team BMW, Saya Suzuki.
She nearly gave that to the wrong person.
And the winning trophy is presented by the Gran Turismo series producer Kazunori Yamauchi as he makes his way onto the stage in front of the crowd. And the trophy is awarded to Team Subaru's Takuma Miyazono!
If they ever do a live event in Liverpool or Manchester, chat, I'll go to the live event because it's only 30 minutes for me, but these events are a bit too far away.
Well, there you have it. Yes, Team Super. That was... I want a T-shirt now that just says "Classic Miyazono." How about you?
You've been Miyazonoed.
Yeah, you've been. Yes, you've been zonoed. Or I don't know. We'll brainstorm the finer details a bit later. But that was what a great way to kick off round one. How about you, Tom?
It doesn't seem to matter what he does. It turns to gold, doesn't it? To give him Miyazono. He just, as I said in commentary, there's no adage for experience, and that was two very experienced drivers in GT going head to head. Great respect. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you were saying that you thought that maybe Miyazono, because you're spending so much more time outside doing kind of real racing, that like maybe that would affect it. But apparently you're totally wrong.
Maybe I should shut up for a bit, shouldn't I? And just not say anything. No, if anything, he's just got better, which is very frustrating with anyone but Miyazono, basically.
I mean, it's been amazing to see everyone in the crowd here. Have you guys enjoyed it? Yeah. Do you fancy coming to Berlin or Los Angeles? Because we got some tickets for that. Let's take a look. I'm excited about this. How about you?
Yeah, can't wait. It's of course kicks
so
off
Berlin
in Berlin
is where the
World
European
Series 2 in September.
I presume this is a European driver to go here.
Fukuoka for the World Finals in December, right before
and
Christmas.
Then American drivers go Los Angeles. So they have had some common sense.
Stay out for Christmas and New Year in Japan. That sounds blooming great. I don't know. How about, well, you know, you've got to get back, haven't you? You've got things to do at home.
Yeah, busy now. Don't get to have any time off like that, but it's going to be an awesome year this year and a great way to start off this. Miyazono, of course, victorious for Team Subaru.
And also a good night as well, let's be honest, because we've got Nations Cup coming along the way in what, a couple of hours time, 20 to 7 local time we kick off.
Just enough time to get a few little sandwiches.
But nothing interesting.
You and sandwiches and
I'm trying to
tea
keep
at the
it
moment.
thematically London and English.
I need something stronger after that race, I've got to lie to you.
All right, well, look, it's been an absolute pleasure to bring you the first round of the Manufacturers' Cup. We'll be back very, very soon with the Nations. You don't want to miss it. See you then.
Right, is that it for that? I think that's it, isn't it, chat? That's just the highlights now. Right, let's go and do some. Let's go and do some racing, chat. We're not stopping, Gary. We're not finishing. We're not finishing. We're simply going in game. If I can figure out how to do that. Da-da-da. There we go. Wheel is on, is it? Yeah, wheel is on. Right, let's go. I tell you what we could do. I'll get that ready. So, what time did someone say it starts? I'll leave that on in the background. Actually, no, I won't. I'll put that there. And I'll get the... I can do that in a minute. We don't need that on for now. Let me just go to their channel and I'll get the... Leave that there. And then I will go into the game. But chat, what should we do? Should we do... I'm thinking... Why have I got no audio? Oh no, why are you doing that to me, Gran Turismo? I know what it's done. It's gone weird. Ah, Pegasus! What a legend, chat. 10 gifted memberships. That's insane, man, you legend. A good aim, like I keep saying. Very good aim, man. Smash the legend out there for Pegasus, chat. Incredible support, man. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted. That's insane. Right, chat. Should we go from the back of the grid? Because I don't think it'll be that busy in there. Should we go on our last 2A Plus account on Daily C, have a bit of chaos. Why not? Let's go and create some chaos. Let me try and fix my headset because, oh, there goes my little. I need to fix my headset. It's not picking up audio. Right, there you go. It should pick up the audio now in game. Will it? Are you? Why are you not giving me audio? What is it? What's it doing? Oh, that's why. What a donkey. Are you going to give me audio or not? No, it's not giving me audio. What's it doing? I'm going to have to turn it off and put it back on, aren't I? Come on. Right. There you go. Got it sorted. Just had to turn it off and back on. Dinner time. No worries. I'll still be here. Right. We'll go from the back of the grid, chat. We will go from the back of the grid, and we'll go on our A. I think it's A rank, but it should still be in top split. So it should be fun. I'll have to go without a livery though, because I don't think I'll have enough to buy. Or did I buy the G70? I think I bought the G70, didn't I? Maybe I've got the G70 with a livery on. Might already have it. We'll see. Right. Let's jump in. So this is our other account we've created recently where we go from the back of the grid and try to rank it up from E rank, if you're new. We're currently at A rank on this. We normally do daily B with it without qualifying, going from the back, but we'll jump on daily C because it'll probably be more entertaining doing that race from the back. We can get 2 races in, I think. 2 races, and then we can watch Nations chat and have a chill out. It's the first one's finished, Dyer. It's now, there's a gap. So there's a little bit of a break between Nations and manufacturers. They need to get that set up. So while we're waiting, we're jumping on here and we're going to have a race. We can go straight into Daily Race C from the back of the grid and have some fun. So yeah, we're still watching it, but there's nothing to watch at the moment. That's a bit loud. There's nothing to watch at the moment, so... Nolk, thank you very much for the dono, legend. Smash that legend right there for TCR the Nolk. Absolute legend, mate. Appreciate your support. Right, let's see what this is like from the back of the grid. We're currently... Are we still in the top 10, by the way? I don't know. Let me have a little look. We were in the top 10 in the world, but I don't know if we still are. Let's have a look. Oh, we are! On our other account, on our main racing account, we're still P7 in the world. Won't last, probably, but still. Not bad, considering we did that pretty quickly. We only did like 20 minutes, didn't we? Knock 69. I see what you did there as well, Nolk. Knock 69. He knew what he was doing with that dono, chat. Well, that's gonna understeer, isn't it? Start that again. There's a new time trial. What do you mean, sir? Ooh. Le Mans? Yeah, I know, I've done it. We've done Le Mans. We've done that already. That's not new. That was there. That's been there since Thursday, mate. That was there on Thursday. I used to do the track guides, but they weren't really like I said, they weren't helping my channel out, and I've already got a guide for that combo, so there was no point redoing a guide that I've pretty much already got on the channel. So yeah, there's guides already for that, for Le Mans in around there. So yeah, I didn't really want to waste my time doing the guide again to get like no algorithm with the way it works. So yeah, and we did it on stream, we did the lap on stream, but we're waiting. Videos will return once I've moved the setup downstairs and I've got my own little office space. But it won't be so much track guides. It's going to be more videos that hopefully will do better on YouTube. Track guides just don't do very well, chat. They don't really do much for your channel. So Nations, I think, starts, someone said before, 20 to 7, is it? I think it was, did someone say 20 to 7 for Nations? So we'll do 2 of these races from the back of the grid. Just have a laugh with it, chat, because I mean, we could go from the front, but I don't think it'll be that busy in here because people will be now waiting for Nations. We already have, we've got guides on the channel for the track that you're talking about, Le Mans. We already have it, so I just feel like, why do a guide that you've already done? I've got it on the channel already. Like, if, you know, all you have to do is search on the playlist and you'll have the guide. So just seems like a bit daft to do a guide that's already been done once with the same brake markers. It just seems like a waste of time. Yeah, 20 to 7 UK time, so plenty of time. Don't worry, I'm streaming it, so you won't miss it. We'll be live streaming the Nations. That's going to be an interesting race on this track in the X 2019. I don't know where the overtaking places are going to be. Oh, it's going to be very interesting, like, for any sort of overtaking. Bit of a mixed-up grid. If we can get into the top 7, it'd be a decent result, I think, from where we are, because we're all the way down here. We haven't set a lap time, so we're down in P15, chat. So top 7 should be a good result. We ain't going to get near the leaders because they'll just pull away. What do you mean, goated? So the issue there, goated, you need to remember the BOP was created. That was created solely for that track, goated. Mikao Azal worked on a separate BOP for Tokyo. That's not the BOP we've got. So that was worked on just for that track. So yeah, to do that for every track would require a lot of work. So do remember that it was track specific, that BOP. So that's why the BOP worked there, mate. It's a bit heavy there. I need to fix that on a straight in a minute. Probably chaos going into this braking zone. Normally is. We'll brake early, just in case. I mean, to be honest with you, Goated, to create an individual BOP for every single daily race would not be easy for PD. You've got to remember that Mikau only had to do 12 cars as well. He only had to work for 12 cars for that Tokyo track. Imagine doing it for all cars for every daily race. Nah, it required too much. I think it would be a bit time consuming for him to do that, to be honest with you, mate. Right, these are going a bit slow through here, but can we break? They might break early there. Oh no. Can't really go for a move. Gotta just try and hope for a bit of chaos here, really. God. Braking a little bit earlier than what I'm used to there, but... Just trying to see where everyone is ahead there, okay. Oh, he's going to have to lift a bit there. He's gone a bit wide. He's going to be compromised in this left-hander. Take that off you, thank you very much. Oh, he hit me. Saved it. Just about saved that. Bit of drifting. Interesting driving from him there. No worries, Idol. We've had quite a few from quite a few different people, so yeah, Josh did quite a few, Pegasus did quite a few. Still PO. Did PO get one in the end? He didn't get one, did he? Where? No, you didn't get one, PO. Unlucky, man. English only, please, in the chat. I don't speak any other language, so you need to type English only, please. Alright, can we get the inside line here, do you reckon? Want to compromise him a bit there, and it's worked. He's gonna be, oh, he's backed out after. If he loses the slipstream, that's good for me though, because make it overtaking a little bit easier. We can't go around the outside here. They've gone. Can we go for the inside? This guy's going to defend like his life depends on it, I can tell. What? Why do we get a penalty for that? Lovely penalty system. Right, okay. We've got enough of a gap. We just got to try and make sure we don't lose too much here. And we'll still be in the same position. Right, I need to just we need this gap to be at least what it is now so that I don't lose to P14. These are going to fight through here, chat. Watch. They're going to be slow as anything, though. Oh, I'm going to have to lift. I've got no option. It's going to lose me the position to the cars behind because these lot are fighting. Look, we're going to lose it now. They're so slow through here, then. Oh my god, he just got punted. Are you not going to wait for him? The Spanish driver just carried on. He just punted him and carried on. He got a 3-second penalty, though, thankfully. And now he's defending the position. Is this guy... What's he doing? No, he's going to let people through. He's going to actually let people through. Oh, he just... What the hell? He just took him out again. He just took him out again, chat. What's it? What's he doing? That guy's crazy. He's crazy. Right, we're going to have to try and push now and catch up to the next group. We should be able to do that, though, because we've got a gap to them now, so... I thought he was letting us through. He was, he was just doing it so he could take him back out. What the hell? Guy's a nutter. Right, now we've got a bit of clean space in front. See if we can catch up to the car in front. We've got 3 seconds to try and find. Should be able to do that. We haven't got slipstream, but they'll lose time in the corners, won't they? Like, through here, they'll be slow, I think. Oh, there's a car. Oh, don't on ghost. Oh, my God. Oh, there's smoke up there. Probably a collision. Someone's off the track. Someone's just came from the side of the track. Right, we've called this group up anyway because they've already been fighting. You alright, Calster? How are you, mate? Right, let's go after these. I feel like it's Josetti for Nations, you know. I've just got a feeling that Josetti's going to do the business there. Yeah, we're good, we're good, we're good. It's just enjoying some chaos on here from the back. I don't know what's been going on so far, but there's been a fair bit of murders. I've just braked a little bit too late there. The leaders look like... Are they fighting? Because the leader just lost quite a bit then. Right, let's try and go and get a good lap. That wasn't a very good lap, but... Get back into the rhythm. Better. Not ideal line, but swear this feels a bit different to on my other account, you know, it's weird. They're fighting, that's good. That'll just both lose time there. You have to lift a bit here, aren't I? Because we're going to get on the back of these. Oh, what the hell is that line? What was that? Don't know what that line was. What did you think of the slipstream, by the way, Calster, in that race? Didn't it look so much better with the slipstream they were using compared to the crap that we get given? Any tips? Track guides? Watch streams? Watch videos? Practice. Load ghosts up on your time trial. Look where you're losing time. They were running a custom BOP for that track, by the way, Calster. Oh god. The BOP was custom made for that track by Mikhail Zal. So he made a separate BOP for it. I won't overtake because we just hit him there, so I'll back out and wait for the next opportunity. I just like the way that it wasn't as ridiculous as the it wasn't too strong like the one we're using. So if you do this week's Daily Race B, the slipstream's way too strong. It's that ridiculous strength. That didn't look too strong. It looked like it had no dirty air, but real slipstream. I'd like to see that in game. That's how I'd like to see our slipstream in game. I don't think. Do you think? I was watching the Deltas, and they I think when we saw it, it was only gaining like a tenth some cars on some of the straights, which I don't think that's too much. Stampy, I don't think that's too much, but I don't know. It's hard to judge because you don't know what the BOP is that they're using, and you'd need to know the full BOP. Do you know what I mean? Of without slip, how they'd be on the straights. But the Subaru was obviously better than what we've been using because he qualified at P2, didn't he, Mirzano? So I presume that the Subaru was a bit better than what we got. Oh, it's a bit too deep. Yeah, on the main straight, it was worth about 2-3 tenths. But that's quite a long straight, that main one, isn't it? It's quite a long slipstreaming zone. On the custom rate, on the custom slipstream for Daily Race B, it's worth about 6 tenths or something like that now, which is a bit ridiculous. So like Damien said, it looked like it was using real slipstream, but with customs dirty air, which is perfect. I think at tracks like Suzuka and stuff and Spa, it'd be perfect. That Tokyo track will always be a slipstreaming track though, because it's just long straights, isn't it? Power zones. Thank you, Seth. I imagine that slipstream though, if they use that custom slipstream with real strength but custom dirty air, imagine how good Group 2 races would be now. Oh man, Group 2 would be amazing. Like with real slipstream but custom dirty air, that would be a perfect scenario. Right, P6 is there. We can see a P Steve here, chap. P Steve is lined up. I'm gonna have to lift there. Did I cut that? I don't know. Oh, I did. Right, let's not lose time here because I want to stay in P8 for this, where I take the penalty. Don't think I did that very well then, but at least we stay in the position. Right, P5's then. Now where did tempo come from? I tell you what, the podium is only a few cars up there, isn't it? It's going to be hard though. 3 laps. Well, no, 2 laps. Not even 2 laps actually. A lap and a half. We got a lap and a half to try and get something out of this. Where did that lap? I swear I was on lap 8. When did we... I feel like a lap's just gone through without me even knowing. You're right, Will. Growing hair? What do you mean, you cheeky sod? I had it cut not long ago, actually. Yeah. Oh my... What the hell have we just witnessed? What the hell was that? What the hell? Oh my goodness me, we need to watch the replay. I don't know what just happened there. Oh my god, they're taking each other. Are they hitting each other up there as well? What? Welcome to Top Split EU Daily Racing, chat. Top Split. What the hell are they doing? I want to watch that on the. I want to watch the replay of that because I don't know what just happened. I'm going to fake a Sen to try and make him go defensive, and then it will compromise him a bit. Oh, he's gone for that. Alright, we got a good slip. Got a good run there. Will he go defensive? Man, you're moving in the braking there, mate. Flash me all you want, mate. You started to move when you knew I was there. Should have defended earlier. We'll take the P5, chap. We'll take the P5. Not bad. Top 5, chap. Thank you, Baz. Appreciate it, mate. I want to watch the replay. We're only 7 seconds behind there. It's not too bad. Let's go and watch the replay. Stream breaking up? Anyone else got any problems with the stream? I don't think so. You need to go and stop using McDonald's Wi-Fi, Woody. I don't think there's any issue with the stream. Anyone else got any issues? Is it raining? No. No. Sunny? No problem at all. Like, nothing's coming through on my end. There's a problem, chat. It's all saying perfect. YouTube says... YouTube's got a problem. YouTube. It's YouTube chat. It literally says YouTube. Yeah, it's YouTube. We might have to start a new stream up. Let me just check something though. I'll double check. It might need a new stream. Let me just see. Let me just double check my end. Oof. Oh no. It's massive ping then, but wait there. Let me just see. It might have just been a glitch on the internet. Let me just see. Start again. I might have to start a new stream. Might need a new stream starting. 1 minute. Yeah, something might be going wrong here with... let me see. I might need to start a new stream. For we might have to do a separate one for nations. Oh no, it seems all right now. 1 minute. Yeah, it seems all right on my end now on this. Let me just check that a minute. Let me go back on YouTube. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming as such. Viewers will experience issues, basically. Strange, because... Let me refresh that and see what it says now. Just going to refresh it and see what it says. It says good now, I think. Right, okay, wait there. It says it's green now. So which is normally good, but it says no data. No, it's still got issues, chat. It still says there's issues. It's coming through as issues. It does say there's a problem there. I know, but it might be better to do a new stream. What do you reckon, chat? And lose that issue. Because imagine it does that in the middle of the nations race. I want to save that replay before we run out of time. We don't want it to do that in the middle of the nations, though. But it still says on my end that there's an error. Oh, no. Now it says excellent connection. There's excellent connection now. What the hell is it doing? I ain't got a clue. Yeah, let's go and watch the replay of that chaos, chat. We've got a few minutes to watch it. I want to see what happened there, because there was two separate things that happened. What lap it was lap 9 for the one that was right in front of me, but there was something else. What lap was the other one? So wait there, no, it was going on to lap 10, wasn't it? Here. There, wait there. Right, so let's just see what caused that. So he's coming from... Oh. I mean... Wow, tempo, man. To be fair, tempo goes really deep and nearly hits that car, and then I understand he's annoyed, but that car, I think he tried to avoid. He wasn't deliberately pushing him out of the way. Little bit of an overreaction there, I would say, from Tempo. What do you reckon, chat? That looked like a real bad overreaction. Was there anything previous to that? No, he's nowhere near him. Nowhere near him. It's an overreaction, that, though, because Tempo goes way too deep, and he's obviously... This guy sees a gap, so he tries to keep it tight. And Tempo... Look, I mean, you've got to look at... That's Tempo's fault. Because this guy's keeping it as narrow as he can. Why is he... That's Tempo's fault. Look. This guy's doing nothing wrong here. He's just keeping a tight line. Tempo just goes right across his racing line. Tempo should have stayed wider. Yeah. That's really bad. Why did he react like that? That wasn't even this guy's fault. Wow. Why would you react like that when it was your own fault? It was his own fault, chat. That is pretty bad. Where was the other one though? There was. Have we even got time to? We haven't even got time to find the other one. Oh, and then he. I don't know details about that, Lucas. I know that I've muted Tempo from my channel because he's a little bit two-faced. I seen him type. I found out what he was typing about me, and then coming into my stream, he was slagging me off one place, and then coming into my stream acting like we were best friends. So I was like, I don't waste my energy on people like that. So I banned him from my channel. So I don't know if he still races under them or what. So. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was a free. Oh, yeah, it was like 3 or 4 the pump, but we haven't got time to look at. We'll do one more of these, chat, from the back, and then we can watch Nations. I want to race it anyway, just to make sure that YouTube doesn't play up here, because it started to play up a bit, didn't it? But it looks all right now. The connection looks good. Must have been a little hiccup on YouTube's end. Is it playing up again for you, Baz, or are you sure? Let me just check. It says it's all alright here. Chat, is anyone else getting any issues? I'll fast forward that. Baz is saying he's got issues. Is it alright for any issues for anyone else? Or is it okay? Nation starts at 22. It's fine, okay. See what happens when I start driving though, just in case it's an issue with like movement. Sometimes it's an issue with movement on the screen. It can cause a few issues with YouTube. So if it's okay for some and bad for others, it sounds like a YouTube issue with like different regions maybe. It could be like a regional issue. Nothing I can do about that. Is that same guy in this race that just had the issue with? I don't think it is it? Alright, let's go again from the back. It's choppy for you. Let me just see. It says excellent. Oh no, it's gone again. Yeah, it's gone again. I'll have to chat. Let me leave the lobby. I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to do a new stream, chat, for Nations. Yep, we'll have to do a new stream for Nations. If I'll double check the router. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to. I shouldn't. Let me just double check because there's no issue on my internet though, so it could just be YouTube being weird. I mean, this is fine on here. There's no issue. I'm getting 500 on Wi-Fi, well, 400 to 500 download on Wi-Fi with no, like, little ping on Wi-Fi. So it looks like a YouTube issue. I think what we'll do, chat, I will reset up a new stream and hope that the weather's fine. There's no, it's not weather. And weather doesn't affect the internet anyway, JJ. I'm on fiber optic, mate. There's no, weather won't cause any issues with that. I think it's a YouTube issue. It's not a reset. I don't need to reset my internet. I've just checked it, LT. It's a YouTube problem. I've literally just checked my internet. It's running 500 download and 110 upload with very little ping. It's clearly a YouTube problem. So I'll just restart a new stream. It'll probably be fine once you restart the stream. It'll be sometimes YouTube just have random issues with streams. So I'll set up a new stream now for the Nations. And it'll be live. I'll be back live in about 10 minutes, chat. So yeah, we'll end this one and we'll do the Nations one. We can do that. That's no issue because I haven't done any content today other than this anyway. So I'll restart a new stream up so that we'll watch Nations together. I'll do that now so that we're back in time because Nations starts in like 40 minutes. So we've got plenty of time. So yeah, let's just try and get it solved by starting a fresh stream up. There's no point trying to carry. We don't want this to do it in Nations. I'd rather get it sorted now than have the same issue in Nations. So yeah, I'll go. We'll set up a new stream and yeah, I'll see you all then in a minute, chat. Get subscribed, hit the like button. I'll be back on a separate nation stream in about 5 or 10 minutes. I'll see you then, chat. I'll put the outro on as well. See you in a bit, chat. Bye.